No, no, no. Don't say you were looking for someone who's honest, but then your last partner tried to be honest, but because the honesty wasn't something that you wanted to hear, you freaked out and screamed and slammed doors and cussed people out and you did all this stuff. So are you really a safe place for what you're seeking? Cuz you are you really a safe space for what it is that you're seeking? You see what I'm saying? What is it that you need? Why are your boundaries your boundaries? There's so many things that I need you to have these answers to before you get into a relationship. These are just basic communication, basic understandings of who you are, so that way you're not projecting your shit. I need you to have these basic understandings of who you are, right? So that way you know how to articulate why you're shutting down in the relationship. And that way you know how to speak up and you feel confident enough to speak up about an insecurity or something that you're seeing wrong, instead of being so worried about being abandoned. So you abandon yourself like you used to do. That's what you used to do. The old version of you would abandon yourself when you knew something was wrong. Because if you were vocal about it, maybe the person would abandon you. So you would just abandon yourself. I can deal with the self-abandonment. What I can't deal with is someone else abandoning me, because this is something that's happened to me over and over. Someone that I really loved, a really big key player, mom, dad, grandma, a sibling, I don't know, ex-spouse, someone really significant that I held at a high regard, abandoned me at some point in life. And I have been running from that feeling ever since. I've been running from that feeling ever since. But I keep meeting people and attracting people that abandon me. And it's because I continue to abandon myself, because I'm not being honest about what I really want. I'm not being honest about what I really need. I'm just going by what the movies say or what my friends say or what my parents have said, even though that doesn't really resonate with me. Well, I guess since society says that this is okay or this should be it, that I should agree with it. But it doesn't feel good to me. And since I'm so disconnected from my body and my feelings, I'm just going to keep going through the motions, even though I'm doing shit that I don't even like. I'm working at jobs that I hate. I have friends that I don't really even feel safe with to be myself. I'm in relationships where I don't even feel loved. I actually feel more alone. But I'm going to continue to do this because this is what society told me to do. Get a job, and you're not going to like work, and work is not going to be fun, and be in the relationship. And you see how so many people don't even like their partner, and we normalize that shit, and then have some kids but resent the kids because you're expected to give the kids what you don't give yourself, what you didn't get. And since no one talks about trauma and healing, we missed a whole step here. And so now we're just perpetuating the same abuse, and we're just perpetuating the same cycle subconsciously. And then we're gonna create a generation of children that don't like us, that think that we don't love them, that we're projecting and taking out all of our fucking pain on, because it doesn't just disappear when you get older, babe. All of the yells and the screams and the fights that you saw, even if you weren't getting hit, even if you weren't being yelled at, even if you weren't physically being abused, the fact that you were in the room or in the house when dad was hitting, when mom was hitting, or drugs or alcohol or whatever it was that impacted you, the things that you saw are the reason why you're struggling right now. Maybe the fact that you saw mom and dad deal with their problems by drinking all the time is the reason why you drink all the time. Have you ever thought of that? Even though you couldn't stand it as a child, did you learn any other tools on how to cope with stress? You knew energetically that mom and dad were stressed, and then you saw what they did. This is what they did. So then, as a child, when you grow up, you say, ooh, here's this feeling that I remember mom and dad getting stress. Well, I don't know what to do with stress. No one talked me through it. No one sat down and told me how to deal with it. So I remember dad. I subconsciously remember dad getting a bottle. I subconsciously remember mom drinking wine, all that, whatever it is. Not even recognizing that you are walking into the same toxic pattern that you couldn't stand growing up. Your biggest fear is becoming your parents. And if you don't wake up, you will. That's what the generational trauma is. You have the beautiful parts of them, but you also have the toxic parts of them. And are you going to be the one to break the cycle? Are you going to be the one to do something different? Because I'm here to tell you that you can't break generational cycles. You can't break curses by doing the same shit. So if everybody in your family swept things under the rug and never spoke up about the shit that's going on, and you continue to do that, what makes you any different? And how do you think that you're going to just live this awesome lifestyle by not speaking up? You see what not speaking up in your family like that. You see, you know what I'm saying? You see the ramifications. You see the detriment of not speaking up. You see how much it has hindered your mother to stay quiet all these years when she knows damn well she has not been happy with your dad. It has hindered her. She has held herself back from living the life that she really wanted. She has held herself back from really doing the things that she desired. Newsflash, mom probably had more aspirations and dreams than just being a mother. Not that being a mother is anything small. It's the hardest job in the world. But we also have other passions that are independent of anyone else. Before mom is a mom, she was also an individual. She was a person herself. And she still is a person, even though she's a mother. So I'm bringing this up to say that you have an opportunity to see this and make some different choices. And say, man, I don't want to be resentful and 70 years old that I never did anything that I really loved outside of raising children. You can do it. You can do it all. You can have it all. You don't have to compromise certain aspects of your life for another. Okay? Your belief is creating your reality right now. And so this lets me know that some people that I'm speaking to right now, some people I'm connecting with right now, your beliefs are not too positive about yourself. Your beliefs and your ability to create abundance is not, I don't know what's up. It's, your belief that you can actually have a healthy, happy relationship. I don't feel like you're believing it because the relationships that you're still entertaining. Hey, what's this? Hold on, hey. That's the ADHD for ya. But anyway, I'm just here to tell you that all of it is in here. You literally are restricting yourself in your mind because you tell yourself that you can't. And I don't care what you're saying on the surface, babe. I don't care if you're saying, yeah, I can do this. I got this. I do this. I can do this. I'm a G. I'm a boss. I can do it. I'm a bad bitch. If you're not putting action behind it, you're still just talking. And this is where a lot of you guys are finding me because you're done with the talking. You're ready to actually walk the walk. But not ironically, you're scared. You're scared to actually walk the walk because that would mean that you're going to be seen more. And even though you know that you need to be seen in order to get to this next chapter of your life, you are comfortable hiding, babe. You're comfortable hiding your insecurities. You're comfortable with not being able to be judged because you just blend in the background. You're comfortable with not having any feathers ruffled by not having an opinion, or even when you do have an opinion, you just keep it hush because you don't want to, you've benefited from that, or so you think. But now you recognize how that very mindset is holding you back. You're not here to make everybody comfortable and keep everybody comfortable, and you trying to keep everybody comfortable is causing chaos within you. It is. Because you don't agree with everything. And you have your own mind, or do you? And you don't see the world like everyone else. And that's what makes you so special. And that perspective that you have, that you're scared to speak on, that you're scared to share, is exactly what's going to set you free energetically, financially, mentally, spiritually. It's the fact that you are keeping all this shit in. It's not enough to just think it and say it with your small group of friends. You know that you are meant to say this shit out loud to a lot of people. You know it. Oh, thank you. Thanks, y'all. Thanks. You guys are liking the hair and you're liking the shirt. You say you're liking the hair and you're liking the shirt. You say you're liking the hair and you're liking the shirt. Hey, liking the hair and you're liking the shirt. That's how I feel about that. Okay? You see? And it feels good that I feel comfortable enough to just be super goofy. Usually, the only people that would get these parts of me were just like my really close friends in my family. And they'd always be like, oh my God, Kristen, you're just You know, like, what? Why are you like this? And I would just be like, because I'm comfortable with you guys, because I'm really just a big kid, and I never really grew up. And that's what my dad always told me. He's just like, you just got older, babe. Like, you just got older, but you're still the same. Like, you're still really immature in a lot of ways. And I said, I know. And I love that about myself. And I love that I feel comfortable enough to just show this in front of you, no matter who's watching, because why do I have to wear all these different masks based on the audience? Why can't I just be me? And if you don't like me, you can hop off. You can click out of the live. You can do all this other stuff. But I'm just here, and I'm not forcing you to be here. You're here because you resonate with something. There's something that you like. I don't know. There's something that y'all like. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that I'm goofy. Maybe it's the fact that I'm fucking weird. You know? Maybe it's the fact that I'm changing my voice like this out of nowhere. What the fuck? Who is this? Who's that? What is that voice? Why are you doing that? It's because it's just something that I wanted to do in that moment. It felt good. You know? And that's what I'm saying. A lot of you are weird like this behind closed doors. But when are you going to just show this? Because that's the partner that I want. I want the partner that sees me doing this and says, yes, that's Bay. I want the partner that sees me doing this one day. Like, you know, when they come down the stairs and I'm just like this. Because I do this all the time. I will get into character. I'll hear the person coming downstairs and I'll do this. And then I need the person to either match my energy and just freeze with me or just be like, okay, we have somewhere to go, babe. I can't do this today. We need to be on time. That's what I need. Because that is a part of me. I need to express this once in a while. Like, it feels good for me to do this. It does. It really does. It's something that I need as a person. I don't know. I need to do that sometimes. Viva, because I need to do this. And then you talk to me and I'm going to stay in character because I can really stay in character for a long time. Unless you tickle me or something. But like, if you don't touch me or anything like that and you don't like tickle me, I will stay in this bitch for a long time. I really can do it. I've always said I could be an amazing actress. I could stay in this shit. I can do it. I can. But that's what I'm saying. This is part of the message. Don't you just want the freedom just to be like, all right, today I'm feeling like this and I'm feeling like that. And then in the next moment, something made me feel like I want to be this. And you can just do it really quick. Even if you're out, even if you're at the bar, even if you're somewhere where people are watching. One of the journal prompts that came up for me the other day is, who are you when no one is watching? And how do you become that person, or how do you be that person when everyone's watching? So get your pen. Here's the first journal prompt. Who are you when no one is watching? And how do you become that person when everyone's watching? You just do it. You just say, I'm fucking tired of this. You just say, I want people who are weird. I don't want people who need me to be like this all the time. That's never been me. I've never resonated with it. I'm not hating on anybody, but I've never been that girl who is like, oh my God, we're at a place to be seen and not a hair's out of place and the outfit's on point. I've never been that. I've always been the one that's just like, hey, walking in. And I guess it's just like, I've always been that one, not like walking in. Wait, hold on. We have to see. Let me scout it out. No. What up, bitch? Hey, what up, bitch? Hey, coming in, bitch. Hey. That's how I've always been. And I just want to be that now. I don't want to pretend to be somebody that I'm not. And if that's too much, or if that's like, I'd rather just know that from the beginning. I'd rather you just see who I am and not even come up to me, bitch. Don't even walk up to me. If you see me coming in, being myself, and you think it's too much, then just save us. Instead of me coming in, pretending to be this, and then you like somebody who acts like this. And then when we get home that night, I'm going to do this. And then you're going to say, what the fuck? I thought I was getting this all the time. Saying, no, you're actually getting this too. So what do you think of that? Do you like this too? What do you think of this? I need that. I do. Okay? And I am done walking around trying to be somebody for everybody. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm my cup of tea. And I didn't know how good it could feel to just fucking validate myself. I didn't know how good I could feel to just decide that I'm enough and I'm good on trying to prove that shit anymore. It was freaking exhausting. It was exhausting. Trying to prove it to all these people and trying to pretend that I don't give a shit about stuff that I know damn well I give a shit about. In relationships especially, trying to be the cool girl, trying to be the cool relationship. I don't give a fuck if you cheat on me. Yes, I do. I don't give a fuck if you just spend the night at someone's house. I don't care. Yes, I do. I do care about that shit. And why is it not okay for me to care about some shit? Why is that bad for me to care about some shit? I have situations and experiences that have formed me to be this way, and I'm working on things because I'm not letting my experiences define me, but there are certain things about me that I'm still working on, and I need a certain treatment in relationships, and I'm not going to feel bad about the fact that I need communication in a relationship. I'm not feeling bad about that. I think that's basic and bare minimum. Damn, to expect my partner to talk to me about things that's on their mind. I think that is not too much to ask. And I need you to stop going into relationships scared as fuck to ask for the bare minimum because you've been given breadcrumbs all your life. Stop expecting breadcrumbs just because that's what you were given. I need you to do the work until you get to the point that you know that you deserve a 4-course meal and dessert and all the things in between. You shouldn't be dating or trying to do that until you have that mindset, for real. Unless you just still need lessons after lessons after lessons until you wake up, until you meet the person that hurts you so fucking bad that you wake up and say, damn, there has to be more than this. And then you'll have your moment. So if you haven't hit that moment yet and you're still out here seeking for happiness like this, instead of saying, what the fuck is in here that's making me continue to attract people that treat me like shit? What's in here that makes me want to lie and manipulate and people please? What's in here that makes me scared to walk away from someone that is clearly hurting me? I think that this is all I deserve. When I would tell anybody in my friendship group or family group that was being treated the way that I'm being treated, I would tell them to get the fuck out of the relationship so quick, but I'm sitting here entertaining it every day. When are you going to take your own advice, babe? You give the best advice. Always hyping people up on how they can leave their job and how they're awesome and how they're so talented. You're so creative. You're the best hype man for everybody but you. Now those people that you've been hyping up, they are doing great and they are walking in. And that ex that you poured into, they're doing their thing. And where are you? Still looking outside of yourself, still searching and waiting for permission to be your fucking self and step into your passions, step into your dreams, step into your creativity. That's what you're doing. You've been the stepping stone for so many fucking people in your life and you don't even recognize it. You've been the stepping stone for so many people to do better. And if you look at everyone that you've touched, if you look at everybody that you've had an intimate relationship in some way, whether it's platonic, romantic, look at where they started and look at where they're at right now. I'm not saying that you're responsible for people's success and growth, but what I am saying is that your light, your encouragement, your love fucking matters. It makes a difference. It means that you do have the power to inspire and motivate. So why can't you do that shit for yourself? Why do you wait? Why do you keep telling yourself, I'll wait until I get into this relationship to finally step into my purpose? Not recognizing that stepping into your purpose may be the way that you find the person or that the person finds you, because you've always met people in a low ass vibration. Let's just keep it real. You've always met these significant others in a low ass vibration. Thank you, CG Tara. I appreciate that. You've always met people in a low ass vibration. And so then you wonder why you keep meeting people who mirror the same shit. So if you have not worked on yourself since the last relationship, then what's going to be different in this one that you're so seeking? You're still seeking validation. You're still seeking something outside of yourself to fill the void instead of recognizing that you have to fill the void. Even if you meet the most awesome person today, you'll still find a way to self-sabotage it or not appreciate it or not really enjoy it to its full max and potential because you don't feel good about you. And you thought that this person was going to change that. And they don't. A lot of you don't feel good and happy because you're not doing something that you're passionate about. There's the secret. A lot of you are hoping that this relationship would be the end all be all. And now some of you have been in marriages, you're in the job and all this stuff, and you're recognizing something's still missing. I have the 9-to-5 that's stable. I have the partner. I have the kids. I got a house. But why do I still feel empty? Why do I still feel like something's missing? And it's because it is. You're missing. Because all these things are not you. When you take away the role at your job, when you take away your identity as a parent, when you take away your identity as a daughter, as a friend, as a son, who are you then? Because all these things that you are naming is not who you are. They're roles. Who are you when you don't have any of that? I'm waiting. Quickly. I just wanted to know. Where's the answers? Who are you? Aside what? Who are you when you're not wearing the hat of parent, when you're not being the best friend, when you're not being the child, when you're not being the spouse? Who are you? This is why some of these things are taken away from us. This is why the relationships collapse. This is why the jobs get laid off. This is why your money and you hit rock bottom, because some of us are so identified with our money and what's in the account. Some of us, our identity is based on the house and the materials. Some of us, our identity is based on our partner and who we have next to us. Some of us, our identity is based on our friendship circles and status. And so we wonder why these things crumble in our life. We wonder why that perfect marriage crumbles. We wonder why the job all of a sudden decides to lay off, because it's an opportunity for you to figure out who you are when you don't have all this shit. Because you still are worth it even when you don't have the job title. You're still worthy even when you don't have a spouse. You're still worthy when you have no fucking friends around you. You're still worthy when you have zero in the bank. But if you don't believe that, then you constantly are going to always feel like you're in lack. Constantly. And you're always going to be in fear of these things being taken away, because you know that your power, your sense of self, and your happiness is dependent on these things being in your life. So you can never fully really relax and enjoy them, because you're always waiting for the shoe to drop. Because you know that if one of these pieces are taken out, you're going to crumble. So this is exactly why the spiritual awakening crumbles everything to the floor, so you can start rebuilding your foundation on truth and not the things that you think are going to make you happy. No, your character, how you treat people, how you show up, your mission, your passion, being of service, being inclusive, helping others, loving one another. That's who I am. I'm someone who is here to help liberate as many souls as I can. I will do that by liberating myself and being an example. I will speak my truth no matter how uncomfortable it is. That is who I am. I'm a multi-dimensional being who is no longer going to dumb myself down and just shrink myself to the realities that most of society can understand. I understand what I understand. I see what I see. I know what I know. And I'm not going to pretend that I don't know those things and that I don't see these things just because the majority of this society can't see it. I love you too. I'd rather be called weird, be called a conspiracy theorist, be called all the things that you want to call me. But what you're not going to call me is inauthentic. What you're not going to call me is disingenuous. And at the end of the day, that's your business, not mine. Danielle, I know, let's be weird. That's your business, not mine. How you feel about me, finish the rest, is a reflection of you. You don't have to understand me and resonate with me to know that my energy is fire. You don't have to understand and agree with everything to feel my freedom. You don't have to agree with me and understand everything I say to feel my vibes and how much I'm not lying about them. You don't have to fucking agree. You don't have to understand anything I'm saying. My energy speaks for itself, babe. And you know that. That's why a lot of y'all are here. That's why most of you, all of you are here. You wouldn't be here sitting on the live. Some of you rocking with me for 3 years, sitting on 3-hour lives if you weren't feeling something, if there wasn't something being transferred here. I feel it. I feel it. And I know I be talking to your heart. I be talking to your soul. And that's because we are one. I'm just talking to myself. These are the things that I wish I would have heard. And so I said it's my duty to speak it to other people. And you know what? I got to get over that fear of being heard. I got to get over that fear of being seen. I don't want to do a 9 to 5. I don't want to do a job that I don't give a damn about. So what do I like to do all the time? What did I always get in trouble for? Talking. Kristen would be an amazing student if she would just shut the fuck up. Pretty much that's what my progress report said from elementary school all the way up to high school. Kristen would be awesome, but she has too much energy. Kristen would be awesome if she shut the fuck up. Well, guess what? I'm making a living off of talking and my energy. So you just didn't know. You just didn't know, Miss Gundry. You didn't know who I was, and that's okay. You didn't know who I was, and you tried to make me not know who I was, but guess what? I found myself again. All right? Fifth grade Kristen was a fucking G. Okay? Fifth grade Kristen was trying to teach you something. All right? You just didn't want to listen. All right? So, oh, that Miss Gundry. I just, she always told me that. Shh. I said, no, I have something to say. All right? This is boring as fuck. We shouldn't be in here. Let me go outside. I'm a child. I'm supposed to have energy. I need to be in the sunshine. Get me the fuck out of here. I don't care about this shit. I can count the coconuts outside. I don't need to count this in here. Let me go count some seashells, bitch. Can I count some sticks? Can we do something outside? You can teach me, and also, can we incorporate some stuff? Can we think outside the box? Damn. That's why I couldn't do corporate America. I literally was asking myself, when I had the epiphany in 2018, I was sitting in the cubicles and I was like, damn, I can't get up. My manager's telling me, shh, come on, sit down, doing this. And I was like, why do I feel so triggered? Why do I feel this? I said, because I went right back into the shit that I fucking hated, and I'm doing it willingly. I'm a grown ass woman. I don't have to do this. Why am I doing this? And it just clicked. I'm just following a fucking conditioning. I'm following a program because what? I'm doing the same shit, except I don't have to listen to Miss Gundry no more. I can walk the fuck out of here. And why am I not doing it? Because I don't have no plan. Because now I have a house and all these things that they rope you in at a young age, and they think you get on. I have student loans and I got all this debt. That's why I'm here. Oh, because I feel like I don't have a choice now. At first, I thought it was a choice. And then when you get all these things that they tell you to get, and you get in the debt and you do all these things, now it's no longer a choice. It's a fucking survival. Oh, so now I'm in survival mode. All right, so I'm going to have to come up with a different plan. This is the thought process that I had. I was like, yo, what am I doing? Okay. So what is something that I enjoy doing? And at the time, it was personal training. I loved going to the gym. I loved training people. I built a whole business based on just being an example. I would post my meals every single week. I would post my workouts every single day. I did it. I was in it. I was about it. And this was just me doing it for fun. And it turned into a business because people saw the consistency. And then I realized, damn, if you just show up and you just be consistent and you just post, even if you don't know everything, people will want to rock with you. It's not about how much you know. It really isn't. It's about your consistency and your dedication and the willingness to learn. And so that's when I was like, I can do any of this shit. I can build this. And I started making $10,000 a month doing personal training. I was not making $10,000 a month doing corporate America. And I was like, bet. And that was it. That was it. I was like, I can make money doing shit that I like. They lied. They lied. And 6 years later, here we are. Hey, Summer. 6 years later, here we are. And now I'm going into life coaching and musician and oracle readings and doing group coachings and writing books, which plug. I wrote a book and a journal. I will post about it in the live in a little bit. If you guys want to get a copy and support my work, wake up. If you like my content, then you're going to love my book and you're going to love my journal. It's called Uncomfortable Truths for a Reason. It's called Uncomfortable Truths for a Reason, so don't be coming for me when you are feeling uncomfortable after reading it. Read the title, bitch. I want you to get uncomfortable because it's the complacency and this false sense of comfort that you have that's keeping you small. It's keeping you stuck. Because at any moment, they could lay your ass off. At any moment. Okay? Don't play with it. They really love to do it in fourth quarter to meet the quota. So at any moment, they can lay your ass off. So this false sense of security that you think, no, when it's your turn to hit that rock bottom, when it's your turn to wake up, Oh yeah, Spirit likes to do it. Hi, Barb. Spirit likes to do it in a way that really shocks the fuck out of you. I'm trying to tell you, you already get the foresight. You already get the downloads. Like right here, here's a confirmation. I'm confirming something that you already know, right? I'm confirming something you've been thinking for a while. I got to get out of this job. I need to figure this out. I need to get into my purpose. This shit, especially with how the states are going right now, especially if you live in the States, you really need to be getting on your motherfucking bag, especially with how corporations stuff. If you know, you know, but okay. So you've been knowing this, but no, you won't. You'll distract yourself in relationships. You'll do this, you'll do that. You'll spend all this time trying to heal other people. You'll spend all this time trying to do this shit, and then we get closer and closer, and then another person gets laid off around you. Ooh, it's getting closer and closer, and then something else happens with a friend. Ooh, it's getting closer and closer, but you still don't do anything. You still don't do with it any plan. You keep sitting there, and you're worried about other people, and you're distracting yourself, and then it happens to you. And then, what's going on? What am I going to do? Oh my God. No, babe. This is the downloads that you have been getting. These are the downloads. When you get that sense of like, oh shit, like, look, it's happening. Those are the downloads. And we choose to ignore our intuition. And then when we get to it, the link is in the bio for the book. And then when you get to it, thank you. Now all of a sudden, what do I do? Oh my God. So what I'm trying to tell you is build the plan now while you are still bringing in something. If you're in a position where you're still able to bring in some income, even if it's at a job that you hate, get out of the mindset that this is forever. Get out of the gossiping and I hate my job. Look at it as this is putting food on the table right now. And any extra time that I have, I'm going to work on this business. Any extra time that I have, I'm going to use it to start focusing on what I need to do. Because who's going to build it? Who's going to do it if it's not you? Even those of you that have found partnerships, even those of you who have found relationships, you still got to build it. Even if you have a person in your life, you still got to build that shit. You still got to do something. You know? The action is where so many of us get stuck. The action is where so many of us get stuck, because me taking action means that I'm putting myself out there to be ridiculed. I'm putting myself out there to, make a mistake and someone call me out. I'm putting myself out there for people to say, I hate this fucking book. I'm putting myself out here for people to say, this is the worst piece of shit, garbage. I'm putting myself out there for all of it. But at the end of the day, do I like it? Yes, I fucking love this book. I think that it's so beneficial. And I think the people who get it, get it. Those who are not ready for it, don't. I think my journal is freaking amazing. I think it asks questions that a lot of us are scared to ask ourselves, and that we don't have people aware enough to ask us in our lives. And I think that's it. I think that this book and journal is like having a therapy session with me. Those of you who have had coaching calls and therapy sessions with me, or coaching sessions with me, and you also have the book, you'll know that it's literally my words. It's here. It's just me. But instead of me in person, it's just having me on your coffee table. I'm going to ask the questions. I'm going to ask the questions that you have been running from. I'm going to ask the uncomfortable questions that you don't want to look at, that you run from and distract yourself with, because someone has to do it. You got to get uncomfortable, guys. All right? You can't just bypass all these feelings that you've been suppressing for all these years. You have so much anger towards your parents, it's unreal. But you're so disconnected from your mind and body that you don't even recognize how angry you are. You don't even recognize how angry, you don't even know, you're not even aware of how angry you are, because you have built such a mask and a persona. You have built such a mask and a persona of being the happy person, of being the kind person, of being the person that never gets upset, that you have lied to yourself. You believe your own lies. The people pleaser is one of the most rageful, resentful people I know. I know because I was one of them. Always having your needs on the back burner, never putting yourself first, always scared to speak up for yourself, feeling like you always have to say yes, tired as fuck energetically, letting people walk all over you. So much anger and resentment, and you project it onto the other people, but it's really towards yourself, because you don't feel empowered enough to just speak the fuck up. That's not them, it's you. You don't have to do this shit, but you're so scared of being abandoned that you'd rather abandon yourself. I'm telling you, if you have people in your life that if you say no, they're no longer your friend, they were never your friend. So it's time for you to start saying no and see who distances themselves. It's time for you to start honoring yourself and being real so that you can start having real people. It's not just them. You're being fake too, babe. You're being fake too. It's not just them. It's you. And so, of course, you're going to have fake people around you if you're being fake. They're reflecting you. That's why you're recognizing that you don't resonate with your best friends anymore. You're recognizing that you don't resonate with these people that you thought were going to be in your wedding and that were going to be forever. And that's hurting you. You're going through a lot of grief when it comes to friendships, not just romantic relationships. You're going through a lot of grief when it comes to friendships. You're recognizing, damn, like, these really aren't my people, or maybe not yet. And you've also recognized that you can't change them. You're spending so much energy trying to wake up your friends and your family members that you are the one that is in a standstill because you're so worried about everybody else when these people may not even be ready to be where you're at. But you're so scared of walking this part of the journey by yourself. You're so scared of being mean, that people pleaser in you, and not wanting to be direct and say, hey, I need to take a break from this. I need to go this way. I feel like I know that we are going in different directions right now, and I'm tired of feeling this way around you, and I feel very uneasy around you, and I feel very on edge around you, and I don't want to keep fighting with you when we're together. We're just not on the same page, and I don't want you to feel like you need to be where I am at. But I need to recognize that when I'm around you now, I don't feel good. These are real shit that and a lot of us have felt like this for a very long time. But again, we've been so disconnected from our mind and body that we've been so numb to how uncomfortable and how unhappy we've been for such a long time in all aspects of our lives. You've been so unhappy in that relationship. You've been how I feel now in my relationship. As I said it. I know. Even the relationships that we're trying to force so bad, are the ones that make us feel the worst. Jocelyn, I know. The relationships that we feel that we have to force the most, the ones that we have to feel, those are the ones that, they really showcase how much we don't love ourselves. Because I want someone to choose me willingly, freely. I don't want to have to put somebody in a corner in order to be with me. I want someone to wake up every day and say, like, I want to be with you, all of you. Even when you are not the bubbly personality. I want to be with you when you're mad. I want to be with you when you're upset. I want to be with you even when you make mistakes. Because I see you working on those mistakes, and I see that you are actively trying to do better. And I love you enough to give you grace. I love you enough to be compassionate with the things that you've been through, but only because you've been honest enough to tell me what you've been through. How can I be compassionate and graceful towards you if you don't open up? How can I actually support you if you don't tell me what you're going through? How can I love you the way that you need to be loved if you don't ever set any boundaries with me? You're setting me up to fail by not speaking up. You're setting me up to fail by not setting boundaries. You're setting me up to fail by abandoning yourself. So it's not me abandoning you because of who you are. I'm leaving the relationship because I crave a deeper connection. And by you not speaking up and negating a lot, I don't feel deeply connected. So I deserve a deep connection. And you deserve safety. But until you feel safe within yourself to be yourself, you're not going to feel safe with me. Someone needed to hear that. This is from your ex. This is from your past lover. That was a message from your past lover, from your past relationship. This is the truth that a lot of us needed to hear. We were so much in victim mode. We were so committed to being the one who was just trying to be the best in the relationship and heal everything, and the martyr syndrome, white knight syndrome, not recognizing how our own avoidance was detrimental and a very key element to the demise of the relationship. Hi, Ginger. So I need you to get out of the victim mode, babe. It's time to hold yourself accountable for how you contributed to the suffering that you've been in, to how you have contributed to that. Because the victim mindset is keeping you small. The victim mindset is keeping you stuck. No one is forcing you to be in these interactions. No one is forcing you to be in these relationships. No one is forcing you to tolerate this and tolerate that. You are making a conscious or subconscious choice to look past someone's behavior while simultaneously complaining about it. That is something that you need to sit with. You're making a conscious choice to look past someone's behavior while simultaneously complaining about it. And the way that you're looking past it is by continuing to share your energy with that person. And then the way that you are complaining about it is because you literally are complaining about it. But at what point do you stop complaining? At what point do you stop nagging? At what point do you say, okay, this must be who this person is or where they're at right now, and who am I to try to force them to be over here or over here? And why do I think that this is my mission, is to force somebody who is clearly not on the same journey as me or at the same part? That's something that you are struggling with within yourself, but you project it that it's just them. They're the fuck up. They're the problem. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not the problem. They're not the fuck up. They are just them and where they're at. That's like saying you're the problem, you're the fuck up 6 years ago when you were in the same mindset because you didn't want to do the work. That's who you're saying. You're the problem, you're the fuck up to the version of you 6 years ago. That's what you're saying. Essentially, that is what you're saying. This is what they mean. This is what we mean when we say that you're just judging yourself. Maybe not a current version of yourself in the moment, but you're just judging a past version, which is why. That lets me know that these are the shadows that you still have not integrated. That lets me know that your judgment of them is just what you have not accepted within yourself. You haven't given compassion for the versions of you that was just like the person that you're making fun of. Yeah. Because who are you? Now that you're at this point in your journey where you can see things, you get to shit on people who haven't seen it yet. You get to shit on people now that you've reached this status in your journey. You're superior. That's who you are? Or can you still find ways to meet people with love and uplift people, even if it's not being directly connected with them, but by showing them how you can react to certain situations by reacting that way in the situation? Ooh, you're acting this way. These are your beliefs. These are your perspectives. These really don't align with me. But I'm not going to make you feel like your perspectives are wrong or bad. I'm just going to be honest with you about how I feel. And I'm just going to be honest with the fact that we probably don't align. I'm just going to go over here. I'm not going to shit on you. I'm not going to make you feel bad. I'm not going to gossip about you. I'm not going to talk shit about you. That's not what I'm going to do. You have your own experiences that have led to your own perspectives, and you've clearly had some things that you have dealt with or not dealt with, and that is not for me to judge, because I've been there. I've been there. So, sending you love. I hope that you find what you're looking for. It is already inside. It is within. And I'm going to go over here. because I no longer feel obligated to save you. I no longer feel obligated to be that person who changes you, that makes you have a more soft heart. I no longer feel obligated to be that one person that's that ride or die for you, to show you that there are inherently good people. If you can't see that for yourself and me, I'm not going to be the one to force you to see that. If you can't feel my heart on your own, that means that you're not open to my love. And I don't want to force you to open your heart. I want you to find me when you're ready. I want you to find me when you have your heart open already. I've already been with so many people who have had closed hearts, and that's because my heart was closed too. The emotional unavailability that I kept attracting was a reflection of the emotional unavailability within myself. Yes, I was open about certain things, but the deep down things that were actually guiding the ship, the deep down things in my subconscious that was guiding my inner child to make these decisions, I didn't want to speak a damn about that shit. You weren't going to hear me talk about these fucking insecurities to save my life. Partly because I was unaware of them. And secondly, I was conditioned in my community to not talk about that shit. My mom didn't talk about none of that. We're not going to talk about your problems. Why would you fucking talk about your insecurities to the person that you're trying to get to choose you? Oh, because you're trying to be chosen. That's the issue. Right there. Why would you say all that stuff to the man? Don't say all that stuff to the man. Don't say all that stuff. I feel like having a Jersey accent, so maybe this is a message specifically to someone who had a mother, an Italian mother, or someone in Jersey, or some mother with an accent, okay? I'm channeling someone who had a mother with an accent that literally gave you advice to not be yourself to get a man. They literally told you. They literally were giving you the subliminal messaging that who you were at your core was not good enough to get a man. So this is why you struggle with showing who you are, and you try to put on, and you try to jump through hoops, and you try to do all this extra shit, and you give people so much of you from the very beginning that they don't have any business having before you've even established if they're a safe energy and presence because of the words that your mother said. Without even saying it. She didn't directly say, hey, who you are is not enough. But the fact that she said, don't do this and don't say that and don't talk about this and don't tell them that and don't talk about your insecurities and don't tell them about... That is a part of you, whether you like it or not. The insecurities that you try to shove down, they are a part of you. You can't get away from them. And the fact that you're trying to get away from them is the fact that that's why they keep showing up. The fact that you keep trying to run from these insecurities is exactly why you keep attracting people that trigger the fuck out of you. It's exactly why. The reason why. The fact that you keep running from these insecurities. You keep trying to put on. You keep wearing masks. You keep trying to project all this shit. That's exactly why you continue to attract people that trigger the heck out of you. Because it's meant to show you that you gotta be open. You gotta showcase all of you. You have to feel confident enough in your insecurities to start going into relationships being honest. You know you have intimacy issues. You know that sex is a big deal. So stop leading with sex. And then blaming the person for not giving you all this attention 24 hours after meeting just because you chose to lay down. Stop. Know yourself. Have your own boundaries. Stop trying to do things that you know damn well you're not comfortable with doing, only to blame somebody for not showing up the way that you think that they should. You didn't get a chance to know who this person was. And not everyone thinks your body is sacred. Not everyone thinks you're sacred. Not everyone cares about you the way that you care about everyone 24 hours after meeting them. This is a deeper issue. It is. It's a deeper issue. And you continue to do the same thing and expect different results. It's a worthiness issue because you think that if you don't have sex right away, you're not going to be able to keep this person's attention. But you're not looking at the fact that if you have to have sex to keep someone's attention, what kind of foundation is that? Is that one that you want to build? So then why are you continuing to lead with this? It's a worthiness thing. It's a connection thing. You crave connection. But you've never been able to find someone to connect with your soul in the way that you want to, and with your words, with your passion, because you're a super, super deep person. And you haven't met a lot of people who can really satiate your depth. But you also haven't showcased your depth. You also don't lead with that depth. You try to meet people on their own surface level, or force somebody to go as deep as you, that is showing you sign after sign after sign after sign that they're not ready to go that deep, babe. They're showing you sign after sign after sign after sign that they're nowhere near ready to go into your depth. And then you get pissed off at them for not being there. And you talk shit. This is a cycle. I'm talking to someone really specific. I really am. I'm talking to someone really specific, and I'm talking to a version of myself. Maybe that's who I'm talking to, a past version of myself. And I needed to channel this energy of my past version because there's someone in the chat that is embodying that energy right now. And I need to tell you, it is very victim. It is very victimish. It is showing that I still don't have boundaries. I still don't have a voice. And I just want people to know how to love me. I want people to just know what I've been through. And I also don't have any self-control to not act on these impulses that my inner child is telling me to do through trauma. The sexual urges that I have so early on are not because I'm just feeling so turned on. It's because I was sexually abused. At what point are we going to make that correlation? When we're violated at a very young age, especially sexually, sometimes that can cause an imbalance in our brain and misinformation that we are only good for people to just take our bodies. When it happens at a young age and our autonomy and our boundaries and our inability to say no is taken over, we can develop a deep, deep core memory out of PTSD and trauma that says, my body is not my choice. This is why it's so triggering for the things that are happening right now. Because at a young age, you can recognize, damn, is this something that I wanted to do? Is this something that maybe I asked for? And then as you get older and you start to see, you start to recognize, and that shit hurts. When you start to recognize that you're a victim and you're seeing that all this shit that you're doing is you acting out and trying to get attention because this is what you were taught. Well, this is all I'm good for, so I might as well just lead with this. This is all people ever want from me, because you lead with a lot of that sexual energy, because that's your way of controlling it because of how it was taken and how out of control you felt during the sexual experience. For me, I became very asexual. This is why I'm trying to reconnect back to my sensual center through music, through my own practices, is because our trauma and how we show up, especially when it comes to sexual trauma, it manifests in different ways. Some of us become hypersexual. Some of us become, very asexual. It depends. Neither is wrong or bad. They're just a symptom. Neither is wrong, neither is better than the other, neither is nothing. It's just a symptom and how the human brain grasps with the trauma of sexual abuse. It's bigger than we like to really admit, because we know it's such a deep core trauma that if we allowed ourselves to really be present back into that moment when it happened, it takes you out. I was out for 5 weeks. I mean, I've been dealing with it for all my life. It's been a very big pain point, and it's something that I still have a lot of pain with because I feel like something's wrong with me. I feel like my libido and my desire is all off. I feel like just all of it. I feel like it's just like a lot off. But anyway, I don't like the fact that I can just go months and months and not give a fuck. I don't like that. I don't like that my desire is so disconnected. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to heal that. And that causes a lot of insecurities, just the same as someone who may feel like they're very, very stimulated and they want it all the time That's just as draining. That feels bad too. What if it's normal? I know. And I'm sitting with that too, Joker. I've been sitting with that too. I've been really sitting with that too. But I think that because I have these desires and I really do want to have these experiences, and I know how I am when I do, I guess, feel safe sexually. I know how I am. I know that this, for me personally, this is a lot from trauma. It's a lot from trauma, and it's a lot of me being very scared of my sensuality, and because my mom did not empower me in that way. She was very timid and very much like, sex, oh my God. If anybody, if something comes up on the TV, she's the one, very uncomfortable. And so it made me very uncomfortable because my mom would just be weird when it came to anything in front of us, or if someone brought up sex, my mom, I'm just like, calm down. Why are you so uncomfortable? And she didn't say shit to me, and she just put the fear, and that was it. There was just no conversations around it. I literally was looking up my own stuff, or looking up, she had Kama Sutra books with the pictures and stuff, and I would look up that, and I'd be like, oh, okay, this is making me feel something. I would look up Cinemax and HBO shit, and at night, and I'd just be like, oh, what is it? So I'm literally learning about this through freaking Cinemax, HBO, all these damn crazy ass shows that come on, After Dark, Real Sex, G-Star, all these shows at night, and I'd just be so in it, and I would feel it. And so that's why I know growing up, I was very much sensual and stuff, but I had situations. I'm also recognizing that there's just been so much stuff and exposure with other children, just so many things that we just don't even think about, that we just write off. And so I'm saying this to whoever knows that you guys know your sacral chakra is blocked, your creativity is blocked, you're feeling undeserving of pleasure, just all these things that may be happening in these centers. There may be some things that you're dissociated from. There's some things that you're still working through. And some of you maybe you're aware of it and you're already working through it. And some of you may be still in denial around things that have happened to you in your past. And this is why you feel stuck. It's not because you literally are stuck in quicksand. It's because there's something that you are being invited to look deeper at that is causing a limited belief. These situations that happen to us in childhood, we form limited beliefs about who we are and what we deserve. And so for me, because of the sexual assault that happened to me when I was young, and it was with my mom's boyfriend, I felt undeserving of good things because I had it in my mind that I cheated on my mom. That's what I felt. I actively participated in this. So I'm bad. And so I punished myself. Sexually abundant money, I just said I'm a shitty person. And so I just would see happy people and I'd be like, I'm not deserving of that. I'd see people climbing up the corporate ladder and making money, and I would literally say, I'm not deserving of that. I had an Eeyore low self-esteem complex. I just felt like shit. I felt like I'm the worst. I just was happy with the bare minimum. I just was scraping by. I wasn't challenging myself. I didn't feel like I had anybody in my life that was pushing me. I didn't feel like I had a me that I am to a lot of people that would just see it. There's certain people that Spirit puts them in my life, and I know this person needs me, whether it's for 2 months, 5 months. I can't tell you countless numbers of people that have been dropped into my life, and I've formed bonds, given my number. I've just followed the guidance, and Spirit's just like, hey, this is a person that you need to work with. Hey, this is a person that needs activated. Hey, this person's going to teach you something because of how we are teachers, and I am very aware of that. People is the biggest way that I learn. Whether it's a relationship with one day, whether it's one conversation, whether it's friends that I've had for 20 years. And so when I tell you, I sit outside in the sun all the time in my neighborhood. I sit outside in the sun. People come up to me and just start talking. I just sit there. I'm just sitting there minding my own business, sitting there. And people have literally been like, I don't know why I'm just coming up, but I just feel like my brother needs to talk to you. I just feel like this, or I just feel like that. It happens all the time. Just like this live. It's the same thing. The fact that it gravitates, just like my content, finds the people who need to hear it. It's so much an energetic thing. And that's how I know that I'm in alignment doing what I'm supposed to do. I don't have to try. I don't have to advertise. I just got to show up, and I know that the universe, God, the energy will find me, because whatever I'm putting out is coming back. And so this is why I'm really working on keeping my frequency up and being real. And keeping my frequency up doesn't mean always smiling and being happy. Keeping my frequency up means being authentic. So on the days that I need to cry and feel sad, I cry and feel sad unapologetically. On the days that I can't show up like this, then I don't make myself feel bad, because that's not fair. I'm not just this. And that is perpetuating the same fucking programming. In childhood, I'm only lovable when I'm like this. No, I'm lovable when I'm sad, and I want my partner to feel that way about me. I want my friendships to feel that way, and I want my community to know. I want my community to know, no, we've seen Kristen, we've seen her angry, we've seen her upset. We know, we know we're getting the real deal. It's important for me that you guys see me, all of me, because I'm teaching through example. I'm not doing the old paradigm of do as I say, not as I do. I'm not going to say, feel all your feelings, guys. Don't run away. You're lovable. All of you is lovable. And then show up here as a robot, only being like this. No, that's why when I want to cry, sometimes I just come in here and I fucking cry for the whole hour. When I'm angry, you guys have felt it. I just come up here and you can feel it. And that's why I love this community so much, because I've built it from a place of truth. Only I could have done this. And now we do it together. But I had to start with the truth. If I would have built it on some kind of persona, I would have a lot of people who were identifying with a version of me that's not real. So then as soon as I switch up, now where's my following? So what was the point of that? That's a waste of time and a waste of fucking energy. So let me just get to the point where I can just be me. So I can just build a community that's genuine. So if those of you needed a confirmation or a sign this morning that it's time and that you're overcomplicating it and that you are your brand, you don't need a niche. The niche is your authenticity, guys. The niche is your authenticity. The niche is your authenticity and your experiences and your testimony. Whatever you feel inclined, I really like you too, babe. Thank you. Whenever you feel inclined to share, that's what you're supposed to share. But you let all the other noise get in. You let those voices, not good enough, abandonment, fear, all these things get in, and then you stay quiet. And then you see somebody that posts the same perspective, and then you feel jealous because they're getting the recognition for the same thoughts and ideas and perspectives that you could have shared. You're not the only one that has it. That's why if you start sharing it, you're going to meet your community. I'm not the only one that shares my perspectives. I know at least by the people who've decided to follow me that over 140,000 of you agree with some of the things and resonate with some of the things. But how would I know that if I was too scared? How would I know that? How would I get to know who resonates with me and who doesn't if I don't say shit at all? I need to know quickly how that happens, because let me know how I can just avoid the inevitable happening. Let me know how I can avoid ever getting hurt. And why can't you get hurt, babe? Why can't you get your feelings hurt? Why can't someone make fun of you? Why can't someone judge you? Damn. You're that fragile that if someone judges you, you're just going to combust? And I'm not saying that to shame you, but we need to get some thick skin. And how are you going to get thick skin if you don't expose yourself to shit? See how it feels to be rejected. Sit in it. And then ask yourself why you're putting so much of your self-worth into that rejection. Why you're putting so much of your self-worth into that judgment. Because it's you that's giving it the meaning. It's you that's giving the meaning to it. People can say shit about you all day long. But if you believe it, then that's when it hurts you. Why can't I not be sensitive me? You can be sensitive to you, but you also have to stop taking things so personal. There's a difference between being sensitive and also having discernment. At some point in the journey, you have to see people. You have to see yourself in people. You have all the answers on why people are behaving the way they behave. So if you know why they're doing this and you know deep down where it's coming from, why would we continue to take it personal? You know what I'm saying? You can still say, dang, that really hurt my feelings that you said that. But I'm not going to let it crumble. I'm not going to let it get me down and crumble because I know where it's coming from. But it still hurt my feelings that you said that. Do you see the difference? That really hurt my feelings that you said that. But I know this is coming from somewhere deep within you, how you feel about yourself. And you know what? If you keep doing that, I don't know how much longer we're going to be in each other's lives. That's the boundary that I'm setting. You see what I'm saying? You can love people, but then if they are not at a place where they can control their emotions and they're using you as a punching bag and it makes you feel something like how it felt in childhood, you're like, damn, this is feeling real like my mom. You are really giving me the energy of my mom when I felt disempowered, and that's not where I'm going. Hey, I've already told you once that the boundary is I don't like how you talk to me. How many times are you going to remind them of that boundary? That's on you. How many times you're going to tolerate that disrespect? That's on you. It's up to you completely. You see what I'm saying? It's not them because they keep disrespecting you. You've already become aware that this is something that they're working on. Can you tolerate it or not? That's on you. Do you see how I'm giving the power to you? Everything is in your hands. Your safety, how you're treated, your energy, how you feel is all in your hands as far as your immediate circle. It's the fact that you don't want to let people go. Okay? It's the fact that you don't want to let people go that causes the resentment. It's the fact that you don't want to radically accept people for where they're at that causes the resentment. Yep, I know. It's your inability to understand that not everyone's going to be in your life forever, that sometimes there is a stopping point. What did you learn? What did you learn from this relationship? What did you take from this? What did you realize? Sometimes people are in your life for you to recognize that this is not the type of friendship you want at all, sadly. And you just had to wake up to it and you're like, damn, why have I had the bar so low? You recognize how you've had the bar so low. You see? You recognize how you've had the bar so low. Not that they're a bad person, because there's someone for everybody. But now you're recognizing that your standards are rising. What you need is rising. And you're feeling bad about that. You're feeling guilty that you are elevating and they are not. And so you feel like maybe they're going to think that you're better. Maybe they're going to think that you're better than them. That's not free. That's not. You're not. Why are you downing yourself or denying yourself something better? That is you not receiving the happiness. That's you saying, I don't deserve this, by entertaining that still. I know it hurts to let go, but you cannot just keep hanging on to people and blaming them. Not everyone develops and grows at the same rate. Not everyone develops and grows. I wish that we all could wake up together. I wish me and my family and my mom and dad, we could all just go activate as a family, expand together. I wish that we could do that. I wish we could all hold hands and be like, all right, you guys, have we learned all the lessons? Yep, we've learned them at the same point together. Get your best friends, everybody. Okay, we never have to make anything. No, but part of this journey is choosing yourself. You see, this is the part of me that I love. I love it. Like, I want to make movies. I want to make shows out of this shit. You see how my brain works? I love that I can feel safe enough to articulate all the crazy ass fucking thoughts that have always gone through my head since a little girl. I always see things very vividly. I'm a very clairvoyant person. I'm a very, very big clairvoyant. I like see shit a lot. Anyway, but like, let's click in. And now we're all elevating. I wish you could be like that. I do. We need you on stage. I will be doing my spiritual comedy soon. But it doesn't happen like that. And part of this journey is being able to make uncomfortable and painful decisions in the benefit of yourself, because you needed that growing up. You needed your parents to make uncomfortable decisions for your benefit. But sometimes they stayed in relationships because they said it was for your benefit, but it was really because of their inability to be alone and you got impacted. But they said it was for you. But a lot of you recognize that your mom and dad should have been got divorced. That because you stayed for all these 18 years, you had to witness physically, all this abuse, and it really, really fucked you up. And it also normalized some things for you that you don't want normalized. It normalized being talked to like shit. It normalized being physically abusive. It normalized domestic violence. And so you're recognizing that you're acting out these same things. So no, maybe it wasn't better for you to stay with your parents. Maybe that decision wasn't made in your best interest. So are you still doing that now? Are you repeating that cycle right now, babe? Are you repeating that cycle right now? Is it better for the child to be split up and have to split homes or be with one healthy, consistent parent? Or is it healthier to sit and witness the abuse, but just say that we have two parents in the house? I don't know. What do you it's only you can reflect on your past and what happened and what didn't happen. And I don't know. But you do have to know that not everything is going to feel good. Not everything's going to be the perfect decision. People are going to get hurt. You can't save your children from pain. This is a part of their story as well. You know how you had your pain and your story and you're overcoming it right now, and the way that you internalize things and the way that you have downloaded, your children are going to inevitably do the same thing, because from the ages of 0 to 7, they cannot rationalize. They can only internalize. So you can do your best to try to protect your children from not feeling any pain. You can do your best to try to break these, but you're not going to be able to. So by you tiptoeing around and walking on eggshells or trying to do this and that and kissing your child's ass or being so overly protective or doing whatever it is, it's perpetuating the cycle. You're just acting out your trauma. Whether you're being super, super nice to your kid because you had a very, very abrasive, mean parent, or you're being that mean parent because you're just following suit, you are perpetuating your trauma. Your child needs a safe space. Your child needs a regulated parent. Your child needs someone who already knows how to cope with their emotions, so therefore they can have their own. Your child needs you to teach instead of putting fear into them or trying to bribe them. It's not to shame you. It's just to let you know how your words are spells. Do it for me, baby. Do it for mommy. Do it for daddy. Daddy doesn't like when you cry. Will you stop crying if I give you this? Stop crying if you do that. I'm going to give you something to cry about. Go to your room. Stop crying. Just suppress, because you haven't dealt with it. Because their dysregulation is dysregulating you because you still don't have the tools. It's not to shame you. It's to wake you up to how you're perpetuating it. Children need boundaries. Children need to be told no. Children need to get upset. Children need to be taught. Children need to be comforted. Children need to allow their feelings to be heard. Children need to be able to call you out. Children need to be told when they are right. Children need to be able to say, hey, I didn't like when you say that to me. I don't like when you talk like that to me. I don't like when you yell. That is their boundary. And then you wonder why we don't have boundaries. You don't allow them to. So it's okay for everyone else needs to respect you but me, is what you're saying. Because you're the first one to be on the playground cussing the other kids out when they don't respect your kid's boundary. But then you're the very one in the household subconsciously breaking it. This is for someone who really needed to hear it today. I'm talking to the parents because you guys know I don't have any kids, but I was a kid and I felt this shit. It's not fair. You have to lead by example, parents. You have to lead by example. Even the apologies to our children, that's huge. To be able to sit down and say, hey, I'm really sorry that I told you to be quiet when you were crying. That's not right. I want you to know that you are free to express yourself. Sometimes when you cry, it just makes mommy or daddy, whoever, it makes me feel very upset too. But I'm trying to learn that your emotions are your emotions and my emotions are my emotions. And then this is for you to recognize that you still are healing from codependency. You not wanting your child to feel any pain, I get that. But that's also like not realistic. How do you prepare them to cope with the pain that they're going to inevitably feel? How do you prepare them to be without you? How do you prepare them to be without you? How do you prepare them to speak up when people are treating them wrong in relationships the way that you wish you would have spoken up? You can't prepare them by disempowering them because you don't want to hear the truth. You can't prepare them by telling them to shut up because they're saying something that doesn't make you comfortable. Because one day they're going to have to say something to their partner that doesn't make them feel comfortable. But they're going to know, oh, but this doesn't make someone that I love comfortable, so let me shut up right here. Because I really loved mom and I knew how much mom hated when I told her the truth. It made her feel a lot of shame. And I know that what I'm going to say to my partner will probably make them feel shame. So let me just shut up. It's a subliminal messaging that you give your child without even recognizing it. You're not intentionally trying to do it. This is why I'm trying to help people have more grace for their parents and see how easy it is to replicate these patterns when you really do have your best interest at heart. I know that a lot of you are not waking up saying, how can I fuck up my kid today? But until you understand how you work, until you have done the work on yourself to understand how you've gotten to this point, you are inevitably going to perpetuate this shit. Because you can't heal what you're not aware of. That is the first A of my 5A method. And this is what I teach you and what we go deep into in my Emerge container. So those of you who are at this point where you're ready to actually do better and you need actual tools on how to start embodying the person that you know you are, and you're tired of being this disempowered person, parent, partner, friend, and you're ready to invest in yourself, then book your free discovery call. The link's in my bio. It starts on January 11th. We meet 2 Saturdays a month for 3 months, and we get into it. And I give you the tools and the truth and the realness that you need with your like-minded group and support to really start being, embodying. It gets old after a while. It gets old. The discovery call is free. The course is $717 for 3 months. So you can break that up in a couple payments if you need to. I'm really flexible. So the course is $717. You can break it up. But the discovery call is free because I don't accept everybody. I need to see that you're actually in a position where you are ready to take the actionable steps. This course is for people who are ready to emerge from the shadows, hence the name, that are ready to be seen, that are ready to actually do the homework that I give you. And that homework is to make a video talking about an insecurity. Maybe the homework is talk about an insecurity. Maybe the homework is to have an honest conversation with mom instead of continuing to gossip about mom and talk shit about mom. Does mom know how you actually feel? Have you ever told mom, no, because she won't know? Okay, then the homework is to initiate a conversation. And if you're not ready to do that, then this is not the course for you. If you're not ready to start taking actionable steps towards walking in your mission and your purpose, not yet, then this is not the course for you. Maybe a one-on-one course to really help build up your inner child and build trust and all these things is what you need first. Because there's levels to this. Not everybody's ready to just jump in and build a business. You have to be so tired of your own bullshit. You do. You have to be so tired of your own shit. So tired of the excuses. So tired of, oh, I can and this person. And after a while, you just so tired of hearing all these excuses on why you can't. But you're seeing every person around you do it. You have all the tools. And you keep finding every little fucking nitpicky thing on why you can't because you're scared. When is enough enough? Do you have to keep catching hell? Do you have to keep going through all this shit? Do you have to keep being dysregulated? Do you have to keep being shit on? Do you have to keep being worried about how you're going to pay this bill and next bill? Do you have to keep doing shit that's not in your integrity and not what you really want to do? Do you have to keep telling your kids, no, we can't do this. No, we can't do that because you are so addicted to the struggle? Or are you ready to do something different? Aren't you tired of perpetuating the same narrative? I know I was. Got a case of the Mondays. Hey, everybody, it's Monday. Ooh, I'm so excited. It's Friday. I have a day and a half to do things. What the fuck? Why am I choosing this shit? Why am I choosing this reality? I don't want to be in it. And look at how everybody looks that's in this reality. We all look the same. Pissed, tired, dissociative, groggy, upset, my back hurts, overweight, gaining weight, all this shit. This hurts, mental health, pills, diabetes. I don't want to be in this fucking reality anymore. And let me look at the main traits. They're doing things that they don't really like. They're in relationships that they don't really need to be in. They are worried more about all. This is the common thing. So then I'm seeing it and I'm like, if I don't want to be in this reality, why am I continuing to do the same shit as everybody else? This doesn't make sense. I'm actively choosing this, even if I don't feel like I am. Wake up. Wake up. You don't think that you have any other option, but you do. You are choosing this shit because you are scared and you don't believe in yourself and you don't think that people will take you seriously because you don't take yourself seriously. It's not enough to just say, I can do it. It's not enough to just say, yeah, I know I'm worthy. It's not enough just to say, I believe in myself. No, you got to fucking show up. You got to actually take the steps because you heard all this bullshit growing up. Your parents said all these things, but their actions did not align. And this is why you're still fucked up today. Your parents said a lot of stuff and they didn't follow through. And this is why you're not following through with yourself. Because you are conditioned to let yourself down because you have been so let down before. People have not chosen you over and over. People have abandoned you over and over. So it's your comfort zone to not choose yourself, to abandon yourself, and to keep trying to get some sense of self and worth through other people. You're never going to find out who you are when you're constantly chasing other people. You find out who you are and what kind of grit you have by being brave enough to dive into your passion projects like you never have before. Stop doing the bare minimum. You're worth more than the bare fucking minimum that you give yourself. You give yourself the bare minimum, but you pour 150% into everyone else, into these fake ass relationships that you're trying to force, into this whack ass job that you know you don't give a damn about. You put in all the fucking effort into shit that you don't give a damn about. Why? I don't know. But when it comes to showing up for some shit that you're actually passionate about, I can't. It's old and it's played out and it's tired. It is. And I'm saying it like this because the people that I'm connecting with right now are at their wits' end of playing small. Here, I'll link it real quick. Damn, y'all got me. I'm over here. Y'all got me up. You know, you got me up here. All right? You guys got me up here. Let's do a little flash sale. I wish I knew how to bundle, but I don't. Let's do it. Let's get the book and the journal both for $30. Normally they are $20 each. Hold on, let me do the sale. Can I do it on here? Okay, hold on. Okay, create. Oh. Okay, so right now you guys should be able to see it in here. There's a flash sale where you can get both for $30. Normally, both of them are $40, but you can get both for $30. Okay, so yeah, this is on TikTok Shop, by the way. This is on TikTok Shop. So if you're on IG right now, you have to click the link in the bio or head over to that for that sale. But if you're on TikTok Shop, for TikTok Shop right now, you can get both the journal, Uncomfortable Truths, and the book for, yes, still signing these. These will be signed copies, but you can get both the book and the journal for $30. It's the cheapest that you'll find it on any place because I'm the one who is listing it on all the sites. So right now, if you're on this live, you can get the book and the journal for $30. It's a great Christmas present to yourself. And also, if you're in a partnership and you guys are wanting to grow, if you're in a partnership with somebody who really does want to grow and you guys don't know where to start, get a copy for them too, so they can do the work. You are going to have a more harmonious relationship when both of you are doing the work and on the same page. That's the only way that it's going to be harmonious. So take advantage of this sale right now. Both items for $30. Normally it is $40. You can get the Uncomfortable Truths. Let me give you an example of what it looks like. You know, I am neurodivergent, so I really don't retain reading a lot of words on the page. This is why I'm a verbal processor, because I retain information when I'm listening to it, which is why I love speaking. And a lot of you guys need to figure that out about yourself so that you can stop shaming yourself just because you learn differently. Okay? We learn differently as neurodivergents, and it's not anything wrong. We just need to find the best way that we learn and stop trying to force ourselves to learn how they were trying to force us in school. Now you get to learn in all these different ways, babe. So stop trying to do the same shit. There's so many different ways to get to the end result now, especially in this day and age. Okay? So, Uncomfortable Truths, let's see. So it is short and sweet. It is pretty much like the Cliff Notes of healing, you guys. It's like the Cliff Notes of healing. Ooh, okay, 31. So I'm going to pull to a random page and I'm going to read it to you. So page 31. You went into the relationship pretending to be exactly who that person wanted you to be. And when the mask slipped, the truth was revealed. You wore a mask because there are still parts of you that, there are still parts of you you feel are undeserving of being seen and loved. Sorry, I got twisted on my own words. Okay, let me read that again. You went into the relationship pretending to be exactly who that person wanted you to be. And when your mask slipped, the truth was revealed. You wore a mask because there are still parts of you that you feel are undeserving of being seen and loved. This is the uncomfortable truth. If you always are the victim, how do you grow? If it's always everyone else's fault with why things are just not happening, how do you ever control that? Because you've seen that you can't control how people treat you, how they show up. People are going to treat you how they want to treat you. They're going to respect you if they want to. Everyone has a choice. Okay? And so, why are we upset when we are going into relationships pretending, and then when we take the mask off, now shit hits the fan? Well, you guys, we're building a relationship on lies. You're not who you said you were. Okay? Let's read another one. Page 36. When you realize how much you complicate your life by not being honest with others, you will never hold back your feelings again. This could not be more the truth, you guys. When you realize how much you complicate your life by not being honest with others, you will never hold back your feelings again. And to take it a step further, you complicate your life by not being honest with yourself. When you sign up and say yes to do things that you know damn well you don't want to do, and now you have all this responsibility and you're overwhelmed, when all you had to do is say no. All you had to do is say, this is not for me. Or you don't want to hurt people's feelings, so now you're in a whole relationship that you don't want to be in, and you're feeling bad because inside you're like, I don't want to do this, but now you don't want to hurt the feelings. Why are we doing this? And that lets me know that you don't feel like your feelings matter. You feel like it's more your job to keep the peace and to make sure that everybody else is happy and that your feelings don't matter. That's what it's telling me. And so then we hop over to the journal, which is very limited, you guys. The journal always goes so fast. So make sure you guys know there's a flash sale going right now. If you're just coming in, you can get the book and the journal. If you're ready to heal, this is the shadow work that you need. It's the inner child work and the shadow work. So that's what is different about this set, is that you have both in one because you need both to heal. So now let's go to the journal. The journal has coloring book pages because we need to connect with our inner child, and I loved coloring growing up, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make an adult journal that also has coloring book pages in it. And let's see what's one of the questions that we turn to. Page 125, the subliminal message at the top. Each journal prompt has some type of subliminal message that you need, so say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. I want that subliminal message to permeate. When it's time for you to speak up, I want you to see it. Say what you need to say. Okay? And then the question is, think of a time when you were angry, frustrated, or hurt by someone, but instead of being direct about your feelings, you were passive aggressive. Why did you avoid speaking up? This is how you get to know yourself, you guys. Think of a time where you were angry, frustrated, or hurt by someone, but instead of being direct about your feelings, you were passive aggressive. Why did you avoid speaking up? Why? Does anyone want to answer? Does anyone want to answer that question that resonates with? If anybody resonates with that question, I want to know, why did you avoid speaking up? Let's talk to it. Let's talk through it. Free therapy session here real quick. Let's talk through it. Why do you avoid speaking up when it comes to uncomfortable emotions? And why are those emotions uncomfortable? Why is it not okay? Because I need their help. Well, what are we scared of? Let's go deeper. What are you actually scared of? Sit with it for a second. You're afraid of the person's reaction. Okay, let's go deeper. Why are you afraid of the person's reaction? And why is your first thought to think that the reaction is something that you should be scared of? Why is that your default? Let's go deeper. Is it something that happened in childhood? Was it safe for you to speak your truth in childhood? Yes or no? Okay, let's go deeper. Who particularly in childhood made you the most scared to speak up? Who particularly? Let's go deeper. Okay, so if it's mom, if it's that, okay, so is that person still alive today? Is that person still with us today? Is that person still in your life today? Whatever the answer was, is that person still in your life today? Keep going. Okay, if the answer is yes, have you set a boundary? Do they know at all how you feel? Yes or no? Do they know at all how you have felt? Do they still perpetuate this same type of behavior? So they do know. Okay, have you set a boundary with them? Yes or no? Have you set a real hard boundary with them and been very direct? Or do you still kind of tiptoe around it? Okay, so if you have set a strong boundary, do they continue to break that boundary? You see? Look at all these different answers. I never spoke up to them. I continue to tiptoe. So whose responsibility is it to protect you? I know that it's weird that you have to protect yourself from the person who's supposed to protect you, but you do. And the sooner that you can come to the reality of that, the sooner that you can start protecting yourself, that you have to protect yourself from the person who inherently is supposed to protect you. I know. But you keep showing up with these expectations that they're going to be this healed mom and dad. You keep showing up with these expectations that they're going to just be this person that you want them to be. And so you know damn well that your mom has never been a safe space for you to share intimate details about your relationship. She projects, she judges, she tells you what to do, she doesn't listen, she just shuts shit down before she even hears the story. It's really hard for you to talk to your mom about intimate details. But every single time that you have some intimate details that come up, you share it with your mom. And then you get upset that she reacts the same way. Who's the one that is crazy right here? Who's the one that is refusing to come to terms with reality? Your mom or you? Yeah. Yes, it's you, babe. It's you. It's you that is refusing to understand and accept that mom is not a safe space for these particular conversations, because in your mind, mom should be a safe space for these particular conversations. But what she should be and the reality of what she is very different. And until you can grasp that truth, you're always going to be disappointed. And you're always going to blame her for not being somebody that she is not. That means that your love is also conditional. Your love is also conditional. Instead of saying, I love my mom, but I know that she's not the best at talking with intimate conversations. So when it comes to that, I have a really awesome friend that I talk to when it comes to my love life and stuff. Yeah, it hurts me. I wish that I could talk to my mom about my love life, because it's definitely something that I just feel like inherently I wish I could, express these things. But it hurts me more, her reaction when I bring up this stuff. So in order to protect my own inner child and my younger self, I just decided to just eliminate these conversations altogether. And sometimes my mom comes to me and says, hey, are you dating anybody? I never hear you talk anything about any people in your life. I'm just really honest with her now. And I just say, oh, yeah, I mean, I am. But I just, I feel like these conversations always kind of go left. And I am just, yeah, I'm just right here with you today. Okay? Yeah, I just have never felt it's not a safe space or whatever it is. But you got to be honest. You got to be honest. You have to grieve. And this is why I think that I was able to get to a place with my dad, even though he has hurt me. When I tell you, like, you guys, it's just like a lot of hurt. But like, I spent the last 2 years before my dad passed away grieving him, not because he wasn't on this planet. I was grieving the ideals and the version of him that I was just like, the standards I was holding him to. I was so like unapologetic about like, no, you need to fucking show up like this and that's it. If you can't show up like this, then I'm gonna make you I was hardcore with my dad. I had times where I would try to fawn him and I would try to do this, but I would reach my limit of the fawning, and then the fawning would quickly turn to like, fuck you, I'm over this shit. You don't give a fuck. And it would turn to anger, and then I just would go through this cycle back and forth. And so it was like, clearly I want to share things with my dad. Clearly I don't want to be estranged from him, but I don't know how to be around him. And so I had to grieve, and I had to let go, and I had to stop focusing on all the negative shit. And I had to say, okay, maybe this masculine energy aspect I get from my best friend. Like God, the universe sent me one of my best friends being a guy, Louis. And we are literally so platonic. We are the best of friends, but he has been a father role to me sometimes. He's been a big brother role to me sometimes. He has. And so I'm recognizing that even though I really wanted some of these experiences to be with my dad, that these experiences that I'm able to recreate with my chosen family is just as meaningful, and it means just as much to me. And I needed to finally accept the fact that I'm not going to be able to have these certain conversations with the masculine energy being my dad. And that God is sending me other men to show me that not all men are like my dad, and that there are men on this planet that can be emotionally attuned and that are emotionally safe and that can hear you and that can understand you and that can validate you and not shut you down. There are men. And I think that, we have to allow that in our lives. We get so fixated on this one person being that we totally push away all of these people that are trying to be that, even though they don't have the same title. Yes, I know that I will never have the title of your dad, but I can love you, I can still love you in ways that are feeling satiated to you, that feel good to you. I know I'll never be your mom. I know I'll never be this, but you still are worthy of love, So don't shut yourself off from feeling happy experiences because you're just trying to get your dad. And this is what you're doing subconsciously with these toxic relationships. You are essentially shutting yourself off by attracting these partners that make you feel like shit, that make you prove your worth because you're still trying to get that one man to love you. You're still trying to get that one woman, mom, to love you. Instead of just opening yourself up to people that are ready to love you now. But you can't accept that until you accept the love from yourself. So this may mean taking a break from dating, taking a break from having sex, and just really finding ways to fill your heart up independent of anything outside of yourself. For the first year of my spiritual journey, I barely talked to friends. I was barely on the phone. I wasn't posting that much. And I was just painting every single day. I just painted every single day. That's what I did. And it really just helped me. When I was painting, I was just thinking about all this shit, and I was getting honest with myself, and I was just being real, and I was just painting, and I was like, I was just going through a whole bunch of shit. And I couldn't do that if I'm constantly on the phone. I couldn't do that on social media. I couldn't do that with being people in my face 24/7. You gotta sit down and be willing to work on some shit. You gotta be willing to pour in. And so this is where the book comes from. It was me saying, hey, I gotta take a break and I need to pour in. I need to express myself and I need to build. I need to step in. I am a writer. These are the gifts that I have been given, and I'm over here hyping everybody else up while just letting my own potential slip through the cracks. What about me? What about my gifts? What about who's here cheering me on? Who's here hyping me up? Who's here being my cheerleader? I'm so comfortable being that for everybody else that then when people try to, I can't even accept it. I can't even take it. I'll just do it. I got it on my own. No. So, what is a project? What's something that you've been running from? What is something? How are you still not stepping in? Because the frustration that you feel is because sometimes grace is toxic. I just wrote this down the other day. Sometimes giving yourself grace and patience is toxic. There's certain times where you know you need to step in and start doing more. And that's where it's frustrating. You know when you're doing everything and you're like, I'm literally doing my best. And you know when you're half-assing. You know when you're only putting in a fraction. You know how talented you are. You know how exceptional you are. But you don't want to step into that shit. You're frozen. You're so used to just doing the bare fucking minimum. Or you're used to instant gratification. And you're used to being able to get by with this surface level version of yourself. You're used to being able to get by, and now you're recognizing your looks, your body, your outfits, all this surface level shit that you used to be able to get by on. It's not working, and you don't want it to work anymore because you're so tired of people only seeing this shell, this surface. When you know you have the ability to create some masterpieces, you know you have the ability to write some bomb-ass poetry and to really showcase your depths. And it's okay for you to want recognition. It's okay for you to want to share this and for people to appreciate you. That is okay. That's okay. You've spent so much time not being recognized, being overlooked, being the wallflower, only being looked at for your sexuality, only being looked at by how pretty you are, only being looked at for all these other things. And yeah, that's great, but you're so much more. And the only way that people are going to see that is for you to stop leading with that shit. So take off the filters, stop with all this and that, and just be yourself. We know that every day is not a beautiful day. There's some days that I come on here and I'm like, my eyes are puffy, my skin's not glowing, my hair's in a fucking bun. I can tell when I'm ready to put the effort and when I'm not. And just because I don't want to put the effort because I'm going through some shit doesn't mean that I'm not deserving of showing up. We all don't look like this all the time. So why do I have to put on in front of you? You know that. I know that. I know how the fuck you look when you get up. I know how you look when you're walking around all the time. I know you don't look like this all the time. So why am I gonna, no, what I want to do is empower you to show up without the makeup on all the time, without the brows needing to be done, without all this other shit that you're doing. Because at the end of the day, whether we want to admit it or not, a lot of these things that we don't like about ourselves, we've been conditioned not to like about ourselves. So miss me with the fact that you're doing it for you. No, you're doing it because you've heard somewhere or read somewhere that if you do this, you'll be more desirable. Because if you look like that, you'll get somebody. This is what it is. Just be honest. Just be honest with your intentions and you'll be a better off. It's very refreshing when I hear people say, man, I really got this surgery because I felt like shit. I didn't feel like enough. It's so refreshing. Because same. You're just brave enough to admit it. You're not in denial. You're not in denial that even though you have the nicest breasts and you have the most beautiful hair and you have the most plump lips that you still feel like shit. You still don't feel enough. You're still not confident. But the person who's not conventionally beautiful, the person who's not supposed to be confident is the one that's putting it all out there. And even though everybody tells you that you're so gorgeous, you want to be like that person. You wish that you could be like them. Free to be yourself, no matter how it looks. And that is totally an inside job, babe, because no one is keeping you from doing that but you. Your fears, your beliefs, you are creating this whole reality in which you are stuck because it's more comfortable for you to be stuck than to take action and you know it. It's more comfortable for you to follow through on your fear than for you to be brave and do something that you know you are here to do. And so you're frustrated with yourself. You're frustrated with yourself. I got so frustrated with myself and my situation that I wrote these books in this journal. I got so frustrated that I wrote these fucking books. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the taps. Thank you for all of it, you guys. I appreciate you. TOA, thank you. I appreciate the love and the gifts. I appreciate those of you that have purchased the book. It's on flash sale right now. You can get the book and the journal for $30. You also can book a free discovery call if you're ready to invest and you want a container and some group coaching. I will be setting up a group coaching container starting in January called Emerge. And it's for those of you that are ready to emerge from the shadows. It's for those of you that are ready to get comfortable with your insecurities, knowing that your shadows are always going to be a part of you. So I don't care how much lipstick, I don't care how much filler, I don't care how much hair, I don't care how much outfits, I don't care how much anything that you try to do to hide away from these insecurities, they're going to be a part of you. Okay? They're going to be a part of you. And you can either bring them to the surface and recognize that everyone around you has a lot of the same insecurities and your power lies in not giving a damn anymore. It does. Hey, I have these things, I have these insecurities, and I've done the work to understand why. So instead of criticizing myself, I have compassion. I was a child who grew up without the intention that she needed. So therefore, I tried to get it in all the wrong places, and I tried to get it doing the wrong things. I'm not ashamed of the things that I've done and the ways that I've gotten attention. It's a part of me, and I understand why. I love that version of me. That version of me was trying to fit in and survive. And I'm the first to say I was wrong. I'm the first to say that I was not right and I should have done things differently and that I have hurt people because I was hurt. It doesn't make it right. And I've apologized. But I'm not going to continue to crucify myself for the things that I've done wrong. And you guys are doing that by not admitting the things that you've done wrong and still holding yourself back from being free. You are punishing yourself over and over again every single day that you don't allow yourself to be authentic. I want you to know that. You are. You are punishing yourself every single day that you pretend and wear a mask. It hurts to not be yourself. It hurts to be consciously in the closet. And if you are connected to my live, you are at a level of consciousness that not many people are at in this society. And I know that it is frustrating to know better, but feel frozen in doing better. It's fucking frustrating to know that you have the capability to write a book and you've been talking about it, but you're not doing shit. This was me. I was talking about it since 2022. I'm going to write a book. I'm writing a book because it sounded good. It made me feel important. It made me feel like I was actually doing something with my time. And really, I was just fucking wasting it. And so finally, my bills and my money got to the point where I'm like, fuck, I'm really going to put myself in a bad position if I don't step in. Either I'm going to go back to 9 to 5 or I'm going to step the fuck in and start making abundance on my gifts. Which one is it? Which one is it? And I chose to make money using my gifts because going back to a 9 to 5 is something that is detrimental to my mental health. So why would I choose something that I know is detrimental to my mental health instead of just choosing myself and even though I'm scared, sit the fuck down and write this book. Focus. Give yourself the internal dialogue that you give everybody else that needs the pep talk. You got this, Kristen. You're smart enough. Just sit down and focus. You can do this. And I've also cultivated friendships and people around me that hype me up and believe in me as well. Because I said I no longer want to have people that don't support me. I no longer want to look the other way while my best friend doesn't ever support shit that I do. That's not what I want to do anymore. I don't want to just look the other way and feel all this fucking resentment because my best friend never reposts any of my stuff or my best friend never shows up or my best friend never tells me that I'm doing a good job. I don't want to just accept that. No, I want people around me that treat me how I treat other people because I'm the first one, even to that friend who doesn't support me, to support them. I'm the first one to support them. So why don't I deserve that support in return? I do. So the people who don't, you're not going to have access to me. And I'm going to give more room for people who reciprocate. And I don't feel bad about it. And that's how I've been able to get where I'm at because your environment matters. So if you're still entertaining people that don't believe in you, don't be shocked when you're not where you're wanting to be. Don't be shocked when you're not where you want to be if you don't actually have people around you that are hyping you up. All right. I'm going to jump into some readings and pull some cards. If you're on IG, go ahead and hop over to TikTok. I love you. And I'll see you over there. So, thank you. Thank you. All right. So, yeah, if you guys are ready, if you want to heal, if you want to do some homework, here is the book and the journal that I created from you. And it's from my own shadow work that I did. And I was able to pocket it in this book, put it in this book, and present it to you guys so that you can wake up and have your own epiphanies and start doing better. Because you're not going to be able to fake it until you make it forever. You're not. At some point, you're actually going to have to do the shit. You can say all day long, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm this and I'm that. But if you crumble every single time someone doesn't say something that makes you feel good, we're going to see right through that shit. It's okay for your feelings to be hurt. It's okay to feel something. You're human. But if you let it stop you in your tracks, if you crumble just because someone doesn't believe in your vision, just because someone doesn't see you, I need you to see your damn self, so that way the people who are committed to not seeing you and understanding you, they have no warrant on your stuff. I don't care if you don't see me. I don't care if my mom doesn't understand. It's great that I have a really supportive family, but they weren't always supportive. They didn't always understand, and I didn't give a fuck. I didn't. I was like, I got to do this for myself because this is my human experience. I'm not living for mom. I'm not living for dad. I'm not living for my sister. I'm living for me. And I need to have people around me that really believe in me and see my vision. And I can't do that hiding. Okay? So, Uncomfortable Truths, the book and the journal is on flash sale right now. You can click the cart down in the left-hand side to get a copy of the journal and the book for $30. It's $10 off of the set. So grab your journal, grab your book. In January, I will be opening up the book club again, where I believe it's going to just be once a month. Once a month, those of you who have the book and you have an uncomfortable truth that really resonates with you, you can look forward to the book club either once or twice a month, and we can talk through different scenarios in the book and pretty much go through therapy sessions of different ones. Once you understand it, then you can change it, you guys. It's what you don't know that's keeping you stuck. It's what you're not aware of that's keeping you stuck. It's what you're not doing that's keeping you stuck. Okay? Yeah, grab the journal. Oh, no one can take that. You can't use it? Or is anyone having a hard time applying the coupon? This is the first time, like the first or second time that I've done it. So let me know. I don't know how to do it. But yeah, so here's the set. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Let me do it again. Okay. Here we go. Okay, got that one done. Now let me do the flash sale on this one real quick. All right, it should be up in a moment. One second. I'm just creating this really quick. Gosh, you have to go through 15. Okay. Okay. You should be able to have both of the flash sales in just a moment. Just a moment here. You can get the journal for $15. You can get both of them for $30. Okay. This flash sale should be up right now. You can get both of them for the next 20 minutes. This is something that you can do in the privacy of your own home. Like I said, this is awesome to do with like-minded friends. If you want to start your own book club, grab the book and the journal and maybe meet once a week and start working through these things together. Or if you're in a relationship and both of you guys are on this growth journey together and you need some guidance, grab a copy for the holidays. Grab a copy for those. You know, those people who are on the journey that really want to better themselves. This is the perfect present for that. And also having this on your coffee table, I'm telling you, people are going to be like, damn, what the hell? Like, because it's for everyone. Everyone needs these uncomfortable truths. You're scared that how you feel is too much because in childhood you were made to feel like having any feelings at all was a burden. Page 57. You're scared that how you feel is too much because in childhood you were made to feel like having any feelings at all was a burden. So not only does this book hold you accountable, but the book also validates why you feel certain ways so that you can start giving yourself more compassion. You lack compassion and grace for yourself. That's why you're so hard on yourself, because you haven't done the work to sit with why you show up this way. God, I hate that I'm just so insecure. I hate that I'm just this and that. But why are you so insecure, babe? Oh, it's because your dad was in and out of your life. Your dad showed up sometimes and then wasn't there, or your mom was so inconsistent. So it makes sense why you have an insecure attachment. So instead of beating yourself up and thinking that everything is just your fault, why don't you give yourself more compassion for the way that you were raised, recognizing, thank you so much for that constellation, legs to the moon. Thank you. Why don't you look at how you were raised and give yourself more compassion? It's your lack of compassion with why you can't heal. You need love to heal. You need love to heal. As soon as I stopped fighting my dad, as soon as I stopped forcing and fighting fire with fire, my dad was able to heal. As soon as I just accepted him and said, you know what, Dad, these things that you're saying, I don't really resonate with the stuff, but I still love you and I still see the beauty in you. And even though I don't like some of your behavior, I have the protection and the awareness within myself now to know how to protect myself and set boundaries. And, you know, if I need to get off the phone or if I need to excuse myself, I will. But I still love you, and I think that you're still worthy of love, even though you've behaved in these ways. I still see the good in you. That is me. That is a place that I've gotten to within myself, and for me, that feels so peaceful. It does. It feels so get 6 more left. Yay. It feels so peaceful for me, and I couldn't get there until I was able to hold myself accountable for things. It's important. I don't want to be this angry person. I don't want to be this. Thank you for buying the book and the journal, you guys. I can't wait to join the book club and to hear your guys' response and reviews, all the things. But I can't do it. I can't do it not being real with myself. Yay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Anna. I really appreciate you. So there's 5 more left in the journal. We have more of the book left. I'm going to be ordering more of the journals. It'll be out of stock for a little bit, but there's other ways where you can go to from other places. There's other links, but yeah. So make sure that you're here. I'm going to read another journal entry. Let's see who this is for. I'm going to read another journal entry. Let's see who this is for. Oh, first of all, here's another coloring book. You Are a Force. So I just created these pages for us to color. Protect your peace. Is there someone close to you that you don't feel safe with emotionally? That's the first part of the question. Protect your peace. Is there someone close to you that you don't feel safe with emotionally? Have you told them how you feel? If yes, what was their response? Why do you keep them in your life? You see how many questions? Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate you guys. So you see how these questions are very much putting it on you. So first of all, the first part of the question, is there someone close to you that you don't feel safe with emotionally? So first, let's identify this. Is there someone that you don't feel safe with? In order to identify that, who's that person that you're scared to bring confrontation with? Who's that person that you're scared to let them know that they hurt you? Who's that person that you're scared to set a boundary with? Who's that person that you are passive aggressive around? Okay, so that's the person that we are trying to identify. So first, identify that person. So once we've identified the person, the next question is, have you told them how you feel? So have you told them how you feel? Have you told them that you don't feel safe to really express yourself with them? Have you told them? But this is supposed to be your best friend or someone that you're close with or someone that you say you love. Okay, so if we haven't told them how they make us feel, how are we protecting our peace? How are we protecting ourselves if we're not speaking up? How is it their fault? Why is it so quiet? You see how it's just like you see how these journal entries, you're just like, well, damn. So then let's go deeper. If you haven't told them, if you haven't told them, why do you keep them in your life? And then if you have told them, what was their response? So if you have told them how they've made you feel, what was their response? Were they receptive or combative? Did they understand you and did they make changes, or did they brush you off and still behave the same? I want the answers. So we've identified the person. Okay, so they're combative. They're combative. So then from that point on, what is the consequence from you letting them know how they make you feel and them not being receptive to it? What's the consequence? Is it to continue spending 90% of your time with them? Is it to continue always being on the phone with them and every time you're doing something is with them? Is it to continue to be around them all the time? You know what I'm saying? And is it just to distance yourself, or is it for you to articulate why you're distancing yourself? Because your feelings and your thoughts deserve to be heard, and they deserve to know why you're distancing yourself. They deserve to know that you respect yourself and you will no longer tolerate being in the energy of people who don't respect you. Is that something that we have to do in order to protect that little child? Because when it comes to your own children, if you're a parent or you have a younger sibling or someone that is disempowered or someone that you feel protective over, would not just saying something at all always be the answer? Or is taking that child and speaking up and letting them know, hey, I'm going to be that voice for you? Was that what a lot of us needed growing up? Did a lot of us need to see our parents or the people that were supposed to protect us standing up and speaking up for us? Did a lot of us need to actually see that and feel that? So maybe because we didn't have a lot of that growing up, now we don't feel empowered to do that for ourselves. Could that be it? Or because we had a negative reaction, or because we were beat, or because we were hurt, or because we were belittled, or because we were made fun of, that this is why we don't feel safe to speak up to people at all, because the people that were supposed to make us the most safe, our mom and dad, are the ones that perpetuated the most abuse when we tried to speak up. So if I'm not even safe with mom and dad, the two people that brought me into this world, why the fuck would I be safe with you? I've only known you for 35 minutes. I've only known you for 2 hours. I've only known you for 2 years. The very people that I should feel the most safe with made me feel not safe. So I'm damn sure not going to be safe with you. So I'm just going to stay quiet. I don't want you to hit me. I don't want you to scream at me, because it's really traumatizing and triggering for me. It's so traumatizing and triggering for me for people to yell and get like this, because that's how my dad used to get all the time. Okay? But then on the flip side, guess whose energy that I can embody when I feel like I've pushed to the limit? That same ticking time bomb energy. You see how it's so freaking frustrating that you can become exactly what you don't like? You can become exactly what you don't like. This is why you need to have more grace and compassion and stop judging people, because who you're really judging is yourself. You just don't talk about the shit on the internet. You do it behind closed doors, and then you think that because no one can see you, that you can just portray yourself to have it all together in public. No, we see you, and we know that you're not perfect, and you don't have to be. What you need to stop doing is making other people feel bad for the same shit that you're doing behind closed doors, and try to relate to people with more empathy and love and grace, and instead of trying to divide from people when you are more like them than you want to admit. Creating this visionary division because you think that being on some level makes you better, when behind closed doors you're doing the same shit, babe. It just makes you feel good to judge other people because you haven't come to terms with that within yourself. That's what your mom used to do all the time. Your mom used to do that all the time. Your mom used to project and make fun of people and make fun of people's bodies that look just like hers. That was so weird. Ooh, look at her. She looks like a slob. Oh man, I could never look at people wear anything. And I'm over here like, damn, y'all look alike. It looks like the same. What are you talking about? Your body looks the same as hers. That's what I was thinking as a child. But you can't say that, because if you, God forbid, if you say that, you're going to get cussed out. But it's true though. This is what kids see. And then we're conditioned to shut the fuck up, because we know this is not what someone wants to hear. We know mom don't want to hear the truth. So the only time that I can be good with mom is when I'm lying to her, when I'm appeasing her, when I'm kissing her ass. And then we continue to do that people pleasing with other people who embody the same insecure, fragile energy as mom. Whenever someone comes up, you know it's the same energy. Ooh, this is a person I can be honest with, and this is a person that I can't. And you start to form your role in society based on these experiences. You know when you meet another energy that's insecure and on the edge, just like your mom. You know people that you can be honest with and people that you can't. You know. Okay? It's a conditioning. It's a conditioning. All right? All right, y'all. I don't know how much longer the flash sale is going to be on here for, but make sure you get your journal and your book. It's $5 off, so you can get the whole set for $30, which is $10 off. Most people have got it. 2 for $40, or $42 actually, but now you can get the book and the journal together for $30. It's awesome for Christmas. Once you get the book, you can join the, thank you Joker. You can join the book club that I will be doing. I will have all the links in my bio and I'll advertise once it's up, but I will be doing more virtual events starting in January. Also my Emerge, the second Emerge container will start on January 11th, 1/11. And if you're not familiar, I have a 3-month intimate group container for people who are ready to start embodying this version. For those of you that are done playing small, that are ready to write the book, that are ready to start the coaching, that are ready to start building your empire, this is the course for you. These are the tools and the truth that you need to recognize where you're still holding yourself back. And then you have a group of like-minded people that is a safe space for you to cry, scream, yell, and to admit and bring up things that you have buried so deep within yourself and know that it's safe to be you. It may not have always been safe to be you, but you can cultivate spaces where it's safe to be you, all of you. It may not have been safe with mom and dad, but it can be safe with these friends over here. And even though there's still a part of us that may always be sad that we weren't safe with mom and dad, can we still allow ourselves to have happiness and joy with these people over here? Can we still allow ourselves to smile and not put all of our happiness based on these two people not being able to love us the way that we needed to? And can we love ourselves the way that we needed to be loved growing up? Some of us are unhappy still, not because of the way that we were treated in childhood, but because of the way that we're still continuing to treat ourselves right now. You're not depressed because of childhood. You're depressed because you're still playing the same fucking role with the same sad story. I can't do it because I'm not enough and I grew up in poverty, so I'm always going to be poor. No, create a new story, babe. Create a new story. Write the book. You see the story. You see the stories all the time. Oh my God, this person was living in their car. They barely had anything. And then they took their last thing and they invested, or they did this or they did that. Oh my God, they're so inspiring. Don't you know that you are a book away, a speech away from being the same shit? You have a story too. Some of you don't even recognize the bullshit that you've actually been through in your life. Y'all have been through some shit. Thank you, Leela. You have been through some stuff. You don't even recognize how inspiring your own testimony is because you're so comfortable with it. Okay? Anna, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Anna. I really do. You don't even recognize how inspiring your story is and how the fact that you're still here and you have this beautiful heart and you're still trying to help people based on the shit. You don't even see it because you're just so much in survival mode. Go, 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 go. Got the kids, that you don't even take a second to really recognize what you've already survived. You've already survived a lot of shit. Now it's time for you to start living. It's time for you to start living. Not just surviving all the time. You've already survived it, but you're still living your life in a way that the shit is still happening. You're just waiting for the shoe to drop always. You're waiting. You don't got to live your life on the edge anymore like that anymore. You don't have to live your life on the edge. You can slow down. It's okay to feel your feelings. It's okay to express yourself. It's okay to validate yourself. It's okay to breathe. It's okay to just do nothing. It's okay to try something new. It's okay to wake up one morning and be completely different. It's okay to wake up every single morning and say, oh, I no longer resonate with this belief. Oh, I no longer resonate with that belief. Oh, I no longer resonate with this outfit. Oh, I no longer resonate with that outfit. Oh, I thought that I wanted to do this for the rest of my life, but turns out I don't. Ooh, I thought I wanted this in a partner, but turns out I don't. Actually, I thought I wanted a relationship. Turns out I don't. Actually, I thought I wanted this. Turns out I don't. This is the self-discovery that a lot of us are headed towards if we allow ourselves to actually be honest about what makes us happy instead of following this fucking programming that you're doing subconsciously. You're in relationships that are not even compatible because you were conditioned to think that it doesn't matter who you're with. if you really are in love, if they really are, if you actually like it. What matters is the perception of what the society looks like. What matters is that you have a mom, a dad, and 2 kids to send a Christmas card out to every year so everyone can say, oh, look at the Williams. They're so happy. Meanwhile, no one knows that Mr. and Mrs. William haven't slept in the same room forever, and not because they just are tired of sleeping in the same bed and they're tired. It's because they're tired of each other. But they're keeping it together because the family needs to have this image, and they are also Catholic, and they feel really bad about divorce. But so their religion is more important than their actual happiness. They're following God's path, following God's word, following what the Bible says is more important than how they actually feel in real life. So I guess whatever it is that I'm following, I'm just supposed to suffer because of these arbitrary rules that I'm choosing to follow, even though I'm miserable. There's nothing else that you can do until you can break out of that own restriction. There's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can do for someone who is committed to their own prison. That's their truth. And some people would say I'm in a prison, right? Some people on the opposite end of the spectrum who hear me speak about what I believe in and how I live my life would say, oh my gosh, that person is such in a prison. That person is in a prison. How can they not see that Jesus Christ is the Savior? How can they not see that if they don't do this? And that is what they truly believe. I don't think that they're crazy or fucked up for believing that. That is the reality. That is their belief. And if they don't ever want to question that, and if that makes them feel good, then who am I to question that? If they actually are genuinely happy and living their life and it feels good for them, then who the fuck am I to question that? Who am I to go in and just step in and say, you shouldn't be living like that. You shouldn't be thinking about Jesus Christ. The same way that they impose on a lot of other people who are just minding their own fucking business. It's crazy. Who am I to impose on that? You're living your life. It's not impacting me. If you want to believe in these things and you want to have these limitations, and these limitations are going to help you get to a place in the afterworld that you want to be on, instead of having heaven on earth, you want to wait until you die to be in heaven. That is your truth and your belief. But I believe that I can have heaven on earth. I believe that I can experience these things in the tangible when I can still feel it really in the tangible. I believe that's why we came to this earth, why we came to this planet, to feel it in the 3D. I know I've always been capable of feeling it in the 5D, but I want to see what it feels like to really hug somebody and feel that in the 3D. I want to feel what it feels like to really be intimate with somebody, to experience these moments along the side of other people. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do that now. I'm not going to limit myself based on what other people are telling me unless I truly feel that within my own intuition. If you truly believed in what it is that you are preaching, then why are all these scandals? I'm not saying that everyone in religion is this way or anyone's in spirituality. There's people who are not really walking in the truth in all aspects, in all religions. It's not just Christianity and spirituality. It's everything. There's so many people that are hiding. There's so many people in all aspects that are wearing a mask, that are pretending to be somebody that they're not, that are judging people while doing the same fucking thing behind closed doors that they're judging people for doing out in the open. That's not who I am. That's who I'm deconstructing, because I used to be very judgmental. I used to be very much one perspective, and if you can't understand my perspective, then I can't understand you. Get out of my space. I used to be like that. But no, I am understanding other people and why they show up, even when they're doing things that I think are objectively not good. Even when people are doing things that I think are, not good things to do, I can understand. I can understand why, even though it's not right, even though I think that there's consequences, I can understand why people kill. I can understand why people murder. I can understand why people do drugs. There is a reason. I can understand what led this mentally. I can understand what leads people to do the things. That is what forensic psychology is all about. And I have my degree in criminology. I understand it. And this is what breaks my heart when I see people going to jail for life and all these things. It's like, damn, let me look at their childhood. Let me look at where they started. Fuck. And this is where you can have empathy for people who even do the most heinous crimes. And that is true understanding. That is true forgiveness. That is true absolute love. The absence of judgment, the absence of any of that, to be able to see, wow, this person did this thing. And inherently, I don't think that this is who they were. But based on society and circumstances, and our mind and where we're at, anyone has the capability of doing the darkest things. That's why people say, I can't believe it. This is why people literally will just go to the end of time defending people where it's very clear that they did it. It's just because we just can't fathom. We can't fathom that this person, that the duality in us. You can't fathom that you have the ability to take someone's life, but you can, given the circumstances, given the environment, given the perfect culmination and storm, given being at the wrong place at the wrong time, given being put into a situation where you have to fight or flight. Yes, you can take someone's life. You can. We all have it in us. So not only is judgment irrelevant because you're judging a version of you that already existed, maybe your judgment is leading you to be in that situation in the future so that you can feel this shit. Sometimes when you judge someone's situation because you haven't walked in their shoes, God will have a way, the universe will have a way of saying, ooh, looks like someone needs a lesson. Looks like someone needs a lesson. Maybe you're judging something that you haven't experienced yet. And then the universe is like, oh, you need a lesson on judgment. So let me go ahead and put you in their shoes. Let me let you feel what it feels like to not be able to put food on the table for a couple months. Let me show you what it feels like to have it all and then like that have fucking nothing. It's so easy to judge until you've walked in someone's shoes. It's so easy to tell somebody what they're not doing until you've been in that situation. So these situations that you find yourself in, look a little bit deeper. These situations when you're catching hell right now, and a lot of you are like, oh my God, my world is crumbling. Where were you judgmental when someone was in this situation? Where could you have extended more kindness, but you chose the duality of that? Where could you have chosen to relate to someone, but you chose to judge someone? How does it feel? I need you to sit with this feeling. And the next time that there's a situation where you can judge, I need you to root back to this very fucking moment and say, damn, I actually know what it feels like. So I can either stand up and help this person and be the person, or I can be back in society and try to fit into this negative bonding and judge. And so this is where the crossroads I've been in. I used to be the person that wanted to fit in with everybody else and I would judge. Now I'm the person that says, hey, actually, no, I don't think this person's just a screw up. I've been there before. I've done this before. I don't think I'm a screw up. I've done what this person has done in the past and I think I'm still a good person. So no, I don't think that this person is just inherently a fuck up. That's how I am now because I can relate it back to myself. Where I've done the same thing. All right? So, yeah, it's time for you to really step in and be the light that you are. It's time for you to step in and be kind. It's time for you to step in and be that justice for others. It's time for you to step in and be that voice the same way that I hope that you're teaching your children that you don't follow into that bullying. You don't do bullying. You stand up for others. You don't fall into that. I don't care if other people at school are doing it. You stand up for people. Are you doing that, babe? Or are your children hearing you gossip? Are your children hearing you talk shit? Are your children hearing you? You know when they're in the backseat of the car and you think they're not listening because it's grown folks' business, they're listening. They're seeing that you're being two-faced. They're seeing that you're talking about your aunt and then when the aunt comes over, you're smiling in their face. You're teaching them how to be the same way. I know. Isn't it crazy how it's just happening before your eyes and you're so subconscious to the way that you're perpetuating the same shit that your mother did, that your father did? You're perpetuating it, and I'm here to wake you up to the fact that you're doing that. Yeah. Just because you're not talking directly to your children doesn't mean they're not absorbing the energy that you're putting out. It doesn't mean they're not putting the dots together. Your children are smart as fuck. It's you that dumbs them down. It's us that dumbs each other down, not you particularly. It's us that dumbs each other down. Because when we're feeling something in childhood, the parent says, no, you're not feeling this. Shut up. And then you just say, oh, fuck. So then your intuition, your very God-given gift, you start to detach from it because it's not safe to know the truth. It's not comfortable to know the truth. So then you start getting comfortable in the lies. And then you get so comfortable in the lies that you don't even know who the fuck you are anymore, which is why you have met me on your timeline today, to wake up. This is why you need the book and the journal, to know who you are so that you can walk through this earth with confidence. Yes, I'm confident in the fact that I have abandonment issues because I was indeed abandoned, but that doesn't define me. And I'm going to learn from this, and I'm going to help other people who are also feeling abandoned and let them know that their abandonment doesn't dictate who they are. It's something that happened, and if they choose to live in that victim mindset, then they're never going to get to where they need to go. Yes, I needed my dad growing up more, but guess what? I don't have my dad here anymore now. What am I going to do? My dad's not on this earth with me anymore. So now what? I literally can't go to him for anything except in my 3D, which I do all the time. He's been giving me all the downloads. But what do I do now? Nothing? Do I not gain the tools? Do I not learn the things that I needed to learn from dad on my own? Can I not seek some knowledge? Can I not? It's just all is lost now? No, I keep going. I know that we are in the age of the Aquarius and any information is just at my fingertips, and not because it's outside, because it's in here. And the age of the Aquarius is not to just give us information externally. It's to force us to go within. Inspire us to go within. To know that everything that you've always been searching for is here. What do I do? I feel lost. I don't know what I want. Yeah, no, it's all in here. You keep ending up with these relationships that are not serving you because you are not looking in here and you're not being honest about what it is that you want and who you are as a person. You can fake it on the surface, but deep down, the triggers and all that stuff, you can't fake that shit. The body is keeping score. You can only lie so much. And this is why you have extreme anxiety, because you're lying on a constant basis who you are. You're wearing a mask. You're being a character. And you don't want to do that anymore. This is why you have anxiety. You want to be loved for who you are, and you want to be able to make mistakes and know that just because you make a mistake or do something wrong, that all the people that you love are not going to fucking dip. So stop dipping on yourself when you make a mistake. Stop beating yourself up when you make a mistake. Stop cussing yourself out when you make a mistake. Give yourself more love, then you'll be more receptive to attracting energies that do the same. You're not open to the love that you desire. Those dreams, those visions that you have in your head, that's where the highest version of you is already living. The highest version of you is already experiencing it. But where you're at right now, you still don't believe that you actually deserve what it is that you desire, which is why in the 3D, you keep attracting exactly what it is that you don't want. Because it's meant to wake you up and recognize that how you're carrying yourself is dictating it. Okay? You ain't nobody. Blah, blah, blah. 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 I love this. Blah, blah, blah. You ain't nobody. I love that song. It's called Your Truth, Your Perspective. Your truth, your perspective. It's called How You Feel About Yourself. Hey, how you feel about yourself. Hey. You see what I'm saying, you guys? I love that. That's why I love when people come in and do that stuff, so that I can just show you how easy it is for you to just be like. Okay, so anyway, this book is out. I don't know if it's still in flash sale. You guys, it's still in flash sale? Are we done with the flash sale? Is it still off? I don't know. I'm gonna end the flash sale. It should be ending soon. But get the book and the journal. Hey, I said get the book and the journal. because I created it and it's going to help you to go on and create other things. Okay? All right, I'll do another flash sale at some point this weekend. All right, let me take this off real quick. Let's see, what time is it? Where are we at? I feel like I just need to be outside. Oh my gosh, it's already 11:15. You guys just let me talk and I was just yapping the whole time. Damn. Why didn't anybody tell me what time it was? Y'all just let me go. I'm usually not even on here that long. Y'all don't even respect my time and my boundaries. You don't care about me. You don't give a damn about me. I clock out at 10:30. I work extra overtime. Where is my overtime? You see? You don't even recognize what time it is. You didn't know that, work could be so fun. I didn't know that I could love to be here so much that I didn't even know that it was time for me to get off work. I didn't even know because I love it so much. They fuse together now. My happiness and work is all in the same because I decided that I no longer wanted to entertain the narrative that work was something that I hated. Why? Why? I don't want to do that. Hey, I love this. Ooh, it's not my outfit. Give me another one. Okay, so I'm going to go to the gym now because your girl is feeling really energetic. Can you tell? You guys already know when the ADHD, my inner child's like, all right, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. All right, so I have been dancing at the gym so much. So if you know me, I'm a dancer. I'm full out fucking dancing at the gym. I don't care. It's been a part of the shock therapy that has helped me gain my confidence. In 2021, when I had my wake up, God was like, dance in public. The universe was like, dance in public, like with headphones in so you look real crazy. It's one thing to dance when everyone can hear the music because they're vibing. They're like, oh, we can hear the music. Hey, oh, hey. But it's another thing to have headphones in and be like literally in the mall or in like spaces where you wouldn't be dancing and literally just be dancing crazy, like just going crazy. And so I was directed to do that and it's helped me be confident. Now when I'm in public, if I have my headphones in, which I do a lot because ADHD, autism, I put my headphones in a lot because just sometimes the energy is too much and I just want to be in my own bubble and music really makes me feel like I'm like somewhere else. And sometimes because I am somewhere else, I'll actually forget that even though spiritually, emotionally, mentally, I'm really in the forest dancing to this beautiful song naked with my titties out. Really, I'm in Publix. I'm really in real life in the 3D. I'm at the grocery store. So I'll have my headphones in, you guys. And because I feel so free and safe within myself, I'll be at the gas station. I'll be at the Publix. I'll be at the store just like, oh shit. Oh. So lately, or I'll be at the gym. This one song, hold on, let me show you. This song has been just, I don't know what it is. I love it so much. TikTok has, oh, I like this one too. This is if I want to slow it down and this is if I'm just doing a transition. If I'm transitioning in the gym, I'll just be walking like this.
Look, all of that woofing like you bought that shit, but stop that shit. I got something to make you later. I got something to make you murder, kill, going through.
Yeah, I'll be walking to the gym.
But I'm loading up in K-Round. And they gon' ride through that pussy, nigga block one of these nights and let them man breathe. Oh, we ain't gon' play around. And they gon' ride through that pussy, nigga block one of these nights.
Oh, I love it. Not talking about me though. Let's see, what else?
Fuck boy, we ain't gon' play around.
You needed to know. Okay. All right, bye.